everybody? It's me 45. We got our dude, that dude, Dev, in the house tonight on Let's Get Sticky. I want to say this is episode 40. I want to say we're rolling into. I had the count wrong and I refixed it, and I believe that's where we're at tonight is episode 40 already, which is insane. But guys, I want you guys to get to know this man right here. He's been in the community for a while, just really getting like I want to say just I don't want to say just getting going, but really putting his foot down and putting a staple of himself being in the Madden community. Getting that luck right now, getting that love from EA right now, getting the Madden drops, all that good stuff that I wish I could get, but I don't get it. But that's another story. But he is on fire right now. He is doing his thing, doing work around. He's a real good dude. Puts a lot of time inside of CFMs. He does a lot of stuff with Mutt. He's just all around the community. Every chat I go into, he's usually there. So he's not just out here streaming. He's putting his time into the community as well. But Dev, enough of me telling about you. Let's let you do a little bit of talking and tell how your story started, how you got into the journey of streaming and all that good stuff.
So, to be honest, before competitive play was as big as it is, I was actually on the competitive stream. Back when you used to have to go into a GameStop and play tournaments to get into the big streams and things like that. So actually the cat that won back in like 2010, 2011, when they had the Madden Nation and the cats were on the bus and the homie won from Chicago, I was actually his alternate if for whatever any reason happened, he couldn't make it. So back in the day, your boy was cold on the sticks. And then, life caught up to me. I started to branch out and this, that, and the other. And now I found myself back in the Madden game. I mean, I played Madden every year, but I haven't really gotten down to the nitty gritty competitive style. I've just kind of become more casual. Because it takes a lot of time. Like that's why you see a lot of those guys are real young. You don't really see too many, folks over 27, 28 that trying to live a life out here really grinding Madden like that. But no knock to those that are. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. If that's what your grind is, hey, continue to kill it. But no, the streaming thing, my buddy actually got me into it. He was like, hey man, you're real, you're a real football head. You really enjoy football and you're good at Madden and you can kind of like talk with folks and, energetic and have that energy. So he's like, you should stream. He's like, you play Madden enough, you have the attitude and the like aura for it. You should do it. So it's actually funny you say that because I looked earlier today. My first stream fired up was on November 17th of last year. So very quickly, I'm approaching 1 year doing this.
Wow, you're right before me.
Yeah, like it's been a wild ride. But man, yeah, I wish I had the insider tip on how to tell you to get the EA thing, man.
Bro, it comes when it comes. If it comes at all.
It is a real thing. It came out of the blue. What's her name followed me on Twitter one day, and then I got a DM the next day, and the rest has been history. So I got blessed with it. I don't know how, when, or where, but I ain't gonna, whatever. But if they ever ask me, I got my vote of confidence is definitely here with you, man. You do an awesome job. I love the Let's Get Sticky. I actually listen to it a lot. Not on stream because usually I'm streaming when you're usually putting this on. But I'm one of them cats that listens to it on the SoundCloud and Spotify and one of them type of things.
It's now on 7 different platforms.
That's awesome.
7 different platforms. I think I want to say there's 2 more waiting for it. Okay. There's more. I'm gonna open it up right now. I don't want to give false information. I'm not that guy. It is actually, I think I'm waiting on 2 more platforms. And yeah, so it's on Anchor, it's on Breaker Audio, Breaker.audio. It is on Google Podcast now. That was a big one that I was proud of. Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public is now one of the things. Spotify. The 2 we are waiting on Castbox and Apple Podcasts. That are the last 2 I'm waiting on.
Nice.
And this thing will be on 9 different places.
That's awesome. That's huge.
It is. I was like, huge. This was a big thing. Like when I started, I was like, wasn't really thinking it was gonna go the way it's been going. You know what I mean? Like and the
Can
people
I
being accepting of it. You know what I mean? Like,
can I hit you guys with breaking news real quick?
yeah, go ahead.
Yo, EA didn't wet the bed. We're getting Dion and Vic tomorrow.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is. That
That's
is.
too much.
I really
That's
didn't.
too
I
much
didn't
content.
expect them.
That's
I
too
didn't
much.
expect them to really come out swinging. Because I mean, I'm proud of them. The 50 thing is cold. I like it.
I wish they would like. I'm not a big Dion fan. I've really never been, so I could pass on him. They should have just brought like a Vic and Sean Taylor together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That would have been legit.
Yeah.
I would have been psyched. I would have been over here, babe. I need to go broke for the weekend. Like,
I actually, if I'm being honest, I'm low key mad that I just spent my weekly allowance early. If I had known that Dion and Vic were really gonna come, I would have
bro,
waited.
like no word of a lie. Like my wife will tell you how serious it gets when it comes to Sean Taylor. I mean, if you look behind me,
Oh, I see it.
got a shrine.
Yeah, I see it. It's very similar to my bear shrine. So
Well, no,
every
that's
year,
mostly that's all Sean Taylor basically. Like
yeah, that's
Sean
crazy.
Taylor, 1, 2, 3, 4. For the pictures of Sean Taylor, top right corner is Santana Moss's autograph, and then the other ones are a couple teams. But most of that's all Sean Taylor.
That's what's up.
But
That's love.
last year for Christmas, like she was cursing me out before Christmas. Like Christmas Eve, I was getting cursed out. She's like, I knew Sean was dropping, and she's like, don't you dare stream. She's like, not on Christmas. She's like, not on Christmas. Like, just give me that day. Do not do it. Bro, the kids all opened up their presents, right? I looked over. She's like, she's snoring on the couch. I said, down the stairs, fired it up real quick.
Man.
And I'm sitting here ripping packs. I'm ripping packs. And she's like, I'm like this. I'm not even paying attention to the stairs. I can feel it. You know the wife stare, that real hard one that like you don't even gotta look, but you can feel it.
Oh, bro.
So I'm like this. I'm like trying to like creep out the corner of my eye and look and see. And then I'm like, fuck, she's right there. And it's like, God damn it. She's mad. Like, I mean, she's like, you're an ass. Like, she's like not saying it loud enough for the stream to hear, but I could hear her under her breath. You're an ass. You couldn't take one day off. And I'm down here. And they knew it. They knew I got in trouble. They knew I got caught. And I'm sitting here. And I could hear her upstairs. She's fuming even more. And I'm sitting here just yanking packs to get Sean Taylor. And I hear her. Then she got real mad. She's like, oh my God. I could hear her going off upstairs. And I'm like, bro, I gotta go, guys. I gotta get off here. I was like, but before I go, one more pack. And I yanked it, and Sean Taylor popped out of that joint. I was down, bro. I didn't even go upstairs. I was down here screaming. I was down here jumping around like a nutcase. I'm like, Sean fucking Taylor, let's go.
Let's do it. That's love.
And then I'm like, I hit the button and turned off I didn't even raid. I just dipped. I was going.
Oh yeah. You'll know she has no problem making sure that she says it loud enough. Like, yep, your time's up. What are you doing? Hello, I exist and I gave you your time, so you need to move. And she, Mrs. That Dude Dev will definitely let you know that it is time for me to go.
I was dying though. It was probably one of the dopest things played out though. You know what I mean? Though, because I couldn't have had it any better. Because like I had to get off. If I didn't get off, we were gonna be fighting on Christmas.
Oh yeah, no.
She was gonna.
Don't nobody want to watch you get your butt whipped on stream,
bro. I was like, they were like, "Who we raiding?" I was like, "Nobody." Click and just push the power button.
Please have a good one.
I was like, "Have a good Christmas, guys. Bye."
Yeah, adios. Have a good one.
And then
I think they did a good job. I think they've done a good. I think that everybody in the community knows that we definitely had. It's been a roller coaster week, right? Because Monday
they destroyed the game.
Oh my goodness! I'm talking about it was so bad I didn't even play. My wife was
couldn't even play. I couldn't even do solo battles.
Chelsea was like, "Are you sick? Like I haven't seen you." Like, nah, man, they broke it. And she's like, "What do you mean they broke it?" I said, "They put a patch out and you can't pass. They broke the game. I don't want to do it." And she was like, "Okay." So legitimately, I was like, I wasn't streaming, but like. I played PGA. I played Among Us for the first time. I was playing Fall Guys.
Bro,
I was just doing all kinds of other things.
I was the same way. I was the same way.
way.
The wife said the same thing to me. She's like, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Why aren't you playing Madden?" I'm like, I was like, I don't want to play the game. I was like,
yeah.
Like, why? I was like, they patched it.
They
And
broke
I
it.
was like, they
They
broke the
broke
game.
it. I'm
Like, because
talking.
I went into that first game, right? Went in the first game playing solo battles. I got a play I run. I usually run like PA crossers and can complete the game and just win my solo battles real quick.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I missed about 15 passes wide open. I'm like, bro, like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is, if it's this bad, there's no way I'm even stepping foot into weekend league or anything like
Oh,
this.
oh no. Oh God. And that's exactly what I was saying. I was like, there's not a chance that I am about to play Madden 20 or worse because everybody is about to be toting the rock. And granted, I can stop you from toting the rock. I'm not trying to be in that type of a sweaty to
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it's a
right.
one score game. Like right now, you can easily, very easily put up 28 points in this game. And I like those type of games where like it's almost like defense matters the same because getting that stop matters so
Oh
much.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
It definitely
because,
turns the game. Like it goes, it takes
oh,
that momentum, man. It's like if you can
oh,
get that stop, you could usually go back down the field and score. But if you
listen,
don't get
when
that
you
stop, you're
see,
not gonna stop them for the next 2, 3 drives.
oh, yeah, when you see perfect timer user pick or user alert come across your screen, the satisfaction and joy that I have in my life, I'm talking, I made a whole emote. This emote is specifically for Madden 21. This is my emote that I had made for right here, spamming in the chat for you. Like, give me that because give me that. It's a wrap. If you give me that, it's over for you. It's over for you. And so I'm like, I love it though. And look, I love it, right? So here's the thing. EA and a lot of people I think forget. Like I read a couple of things on Twitter today and I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. People need to kind of understand like they're like they got affected. As much money as they have and as much, we know how much Madden is and how much it makes on microtransactions and it's constantly fighting neck and neck with 2K on the second most microtransactions in all the games, right?
Yep.
Period. They'll never catch FIFA because FIFA just has way too large of an audience, but everybody knows that. But I get it, right? So it's like we're frustrated because here they come out with this game, and actually I enjoyed it. Like out of the box, I was like, I don't know why everybody's talking smack. I don't know why I got all these low
Because
ratings.
I think what it is that people just don't know how to adapt. And that's the
See,
biggest
so
thing. Like we asked for what came. We literally were asking for what came out this year. They wanted the defense. They didn't want you to be able to cover 3 routes with one guy. You got it.
and I loved it. I
Dude, I
loved it
loved it
because
too. I thought it was fun.
for once, you actually had to play freaking
Football.
football.
You had to think. You had to use your
For the
mind.
first time in a long time, you weren't playing a video game. This is probably the truest as far as gameplay. I ain't gonna skew my words. You ain't finna hot clip me, chat. But as far as gameplay wise goes, this is the best Madden simulation that I've seen. Period.
Yeah.
Period. As far
Like
as
I said,
you
I
can
always said,
scheme offense, defense, and special teams in a lifelike way to where you can run on 2 downs and pass. You can run pass run. You can only pass. You can only run. All of it to a degree is successful if you have a good team built around what it is you want to do.
100%.
And you are able to not always be trying to look to hit that home run, not always looking, but if it happens, great. But you're scheming to get 6 yards, you're scheming to get 5 yards. You know what I mean? Like, and so that to me, I love it. I told Kels that when I got the early access, I told her right, I was like, oh, I love it. I can't wait for the whole game to drop. These 10 hours, I had to be so disciplined and only use like 2 to 3 hours a day because I was like, if I end up going like a day or two and just because I would have blown it, I could have played 10 hours straight when they dropped it. Like, that's how good it was to me.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's how I felt. Like the only thing I felt a little bit when we got that early access was that it was just hard to stop the pass. It was like and like I said, that was our first time getting into this defense and stuff like that, how it's set up. And like everybody was putting up 40 points. I'm like, bro, this could be a long, long year.
Yeah.
But then it's like when it came back, it wasn't as bad as it seemed because we had our hands on it already. And
Right.
it's just you had to adjust a little bit. You had to learn your coaching adjustments to where you sitting your guys in their zones and their blues, and
Yep.
their the purples and stuff like that. It's kind of once you got your feel for it and figured out where you need to sit there, it wasn't as bad because you can bag some people. Like if they are the typical player, you can usually slow them down because the typical player is running 1 to 2 plays, maybe 3 at the most, and they keep going back. They just mix it up. They just keep going back to it eventually, and then you learn what they're doing, and it's a stop.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
If you don't have, if you're old school 4 or 5 play rotation, by the second quarter you're done though.
Yeah, I mean,
If you're not opening up your playbook and running different looks and moving people this and that, you're done though in this Madden. It's a wrap.
well, that's one of the big things I like about it. It's making you have to go in your playbook. It's like I'm one of those guys. I'm like a split. I'm like how would the guy's name said it from Coach Boone from down there on Remember the Titans. He said I run 6 plays, split veer like Noah Kane. And that's how I am. I'm one of those guys. Like I'm my play, each play I run is setting up for the next play.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will be like, yo, why you run the ball like 3 times right there in a row? Like, what are you doing? Like, bro, like that's just my style. Like,
Yeah.
I'll run the ball 3 times. Who knows what I'm gonna do next time? I might come out and throw it 3 times. I mean,
Right.
and that's what the game like is my style. You've played me already. We're 1-on-1 versus each other.
Yeah.
And we both have a stupid IQ when it comes to football. We both know how to fill each other out, and then we figure it out. And my game is just keep mixing it up and try to keep the other person off balance as much as possible. Because
Yeah, I think the nice thing about this year is that like last year everybody had an offensive playbook. I think people will have an offensive style and will have multiple playbooks throughout the year. And that'll be more fun too, right? Because
you're gonna see different things.
Playability, right. And the more playability, the more open that you make this game for everybody to try new things, to step out of their comfort zone, if you will, but still play their style of game, I think you're being successful. And I think that they delivered that on this Madden. I think that because
100%.
I've played out of two. I think I've only played out of 2 offenses so far this year, and it just is nice. It's refreshing because
I think I've been in 3 already.
Yeah. Okay. I'm about ready to hit number 3.
And that's the thing is like what's great about it as you're hitting on it is that you have these guys that get stuck on one playbook last year. Everybody ran the same playbook. I was probably the only one that was like in a Washington playbook. Like I was in Washington's playbook for a little bit, and then I found myself into the 49ers playbook.
You either played the Raiders playbook or you played the Patriots playbook.
Nah, I didn't play any of them. I didn't play any of those last year.
No, but I'm just saying that's what you.
No, yeah. But like I stayed
or Patriots.
I'm not a big meta person, so I just went and did my own thing, and I like the route combos that come out of the Niners. I like their running style comes out of the Niners, and then you also have. And then I went to the LA Chargers, and I'm not even running the Chargers defense this year because they changed some stuff up in that playbook, and that playbook was like gold last year to me because it had everything. I mean, it had 4-3-3-4. I think it had like a five. What is it? 1-3-5 or something like that. Had in it. It had dollar. It had everything you could imagine. The playbook was just huge, and they took stuff out of it this year. And then I've actually found that the Washington defense of playbook is actually pretty legit.
Yeah,
like I love it. Like I said, like in my I don't care. Like those are like I go through and try to figure out what I look for the playbooks that have couple different formations in them that I like, and they have a couple little outside the box ones because I feel like they got a couple outside the box ones. Not many people are prepared for those defenses. So like if I feel like I can't grab something, I throw something that most people aren't running, then they're like, "Fuck, what do I do?"
Right. Yeah.
And it's tough. Like, and I love like I said, I love kind of what they're doing, but like I wish people would just get off of EA, like certain people's backs, you know what I mean? Like the ones, like I don't like these guys don't get it. I mean, I get that they want this content and they want it every now. Man, you didn't have this shit before.
Yeah.
When we grew up, at least I know when I grew up, I didn't have it. I don't know how old you are, but I know like when we didn't get fixes and patches and the game was the game.
Well, you bought a game on the PS2.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The same game from day one till day 365.
Till that new one came out.
Yeah. There wasn't no such thing as a patch. I didn't even know what a patch was. And I even had that big bulky network adapter you had to put
on the back of it. I remember that. That's what I was messing. I was messing with the boys yesterday. The other day, I said, I'm about to pull out my Game Genie and hook it up. You remember the Game Genie?
Man, the Game Genie. Man, we were actually low key just talking about it.
Book
when you used to go out and like when you bought your Madden, you bought a strat guide with it, so you could learn tendencies, right? Or when you got the magazines with the demo disc and you could play 3 or 4 different games, and you treated it as if like, oh man, I'm cool. Like you didn't even need. It's too much. You know what it is? It's like
we're spoiled.
Instant gratification has ruined so many things, right? And I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend like there are certain things where my instant gratification comes out. Like there's certain things where I'm like, okay, I'm not really trying to wait on this. But like when it comes to Madden or games and things like that, like I don't ever get mad at a game that fixes itself down the line. Like I get mad at a game, like there's some games right now that like we waiting 1.5 years on, or you told me about it 3 years before it came out. Like I don't need to know that, like, because now it's just annoying by the time it comes out.
Right.
But like for Madden, they put out a great product again when it came to the fundamentals of the gameplay. Now, am I on the whole Save CFM franchise stuff? Hell yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh yeah, I mean that's lacking. There's
franchise mode. I feel like I've been playing the same franchise mode since Madden 2010. Like 100%.
It's definitely been a long time
since
it's been touched.
But do I think that they have their priorities right? Yeah, 100%, because they're going to continue to make sure that the mode that garners them the most return, their ROI, is always going to get taken care of.
Yeah, but
then they will do other things as far as like CFM and the other things. Like, do I think we needed the yard? No. Do I think they could have put that same work into CFM? Yeah. But do I enjoy the yard? Yeah, because who doesn't remember playing the yard and then playing NFL Street, which is essentially what that is.
But I think what the yard turns into is, I think it's a block on 2K. That's what it feels like to me. Is if 2K can't do the simulation thing, that's what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have something to do like that to put out their football game. But my thing is with franchise, they make a lot of money from franchise. It's not as much as you just don't see it. But look at these leagues. Look at MBL Network. Look how big that league is. That's a 5-time championship league on Daddy Leagues. Like there's leagues out here. There's people that just buy it just to play franchise. Does it make as much as Mutt? Probably not. But is it still putting money in their pockets? 100%. Yeah, and that's one of those things is I don't think you should neglect, like, even though like this is where I kind of like this is not all developer fault at all, because these guys, I imagine there's guys in there that really love this game and love what they do, and they are fighting to fix the game. But then you have the guys in the suits who are like, look, no, this is not where the money is at. We're going to go. We need to do here, and they take that availability and they shift it over to Mutt. And I think that's a horrible thing, because like I said, you still have a big fan base that strictly plays franchise.
Right.
Like I was a huge franchise guy way before Mutt. Like I didn't even want to play Mutt. Like I'm telling you what, Mutt.
If you want me to be honest, last year was the first time I ever played Mutt.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're buying the game strictly to play franchise, and I'm saying there's a whole bunch of us out here that do that. And I think what's kind of what happened was they didn't touch it for so long, and it just felt like so repetitious that we wanted something different. So we journeyed into this Mutt thing, and kind of are stuck now. But luckily, like I feel now that we got the community around us now that we're in, we got a lot of guys that we're friends with now, and we all want to play the game. And we need that little break. We need that break here and there from Mutt. You know what I mean? Like the fantasy world of everything.
Exactly.
And
because at the end of the day, we still want that simulation football.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't, we would be buying like NFL Blitz still. If we didn't, we would be buying, Monster Bowl and some of these other arcadey football games that are out there, but we're not. because we want to emulate what we're watching on TV. We want to emulate what
Yeah,
our
we want to
favorite
play
sport
with
is.
our favorite team. We want to play with
Yeah.
the players on the team, build them up. And I feel that they don't realize that there's that much in franchise. Like there's so many of us there.
Right.
And or if they do, they just it's about the money, like you said. Like they're gonna put their effort into that section of the game. But like
here's what I fear. Here's my biggest fear right now. Because you brought up 2K and how well even their franchise mode is, right? Because here's the difference. Like if you look, like, just because they're pretty much apples to apples right now. If you look at 2K and Madden, right? So what lacks in 2K excels in Madden. And what I mean by that is like my team is leaps and bounds behind Mutt, right?
Yeah.
But my player is
phenomenal.
galaxies ahead of CFM.
Yeah.
And so my concern is that we're going to talk so much about we want CFM. Now, I don't ever think that it'll get to the level that 2K's my player is, because it's hard, right? Because there's going to be those guys that are going to complain, oh, I want to play as an offensive lineman. Oh, I want to play as a kicker. Oh, I want to play as a punter. But if you got 5 positions, right, just on each side of the ball, safety, cornerback, linebacker, defensive end, and throw D-line in there, right? And then you did quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and offensive line. And then you threw in the kicker and the punter, and let people grow from that and play that one-on-one and did the thing. I think that would be fun for people. Like there's going to be a market for that. But then if you started thinking about it in the sense of what if it was like a paywall for abilities in CFM, right? Like, so what if it wasn't organic, similar to how it's not organic in my player, right? So what if they did it to where like, okay, yeah, you earned this, but now in order to do this, you had to buy Mutt points, and it was 100 Mutt points per upgrade, but you have 17 upgrades available.
I don't think I don't think people will do it.
But I think that Madden might go that direction, right? Because they're going to continue to try to make money. And if they're saying, okay, how can we do this mode, make it more interactive?
I mean, I see what you did because
fun.
That makes sense though.
Right.
It makes 100% though, because I mean, look what they did with the yard.
That's my point.
They put a store. They put a store in it for custom for some custom jerseys and some.
Right. I mean, they just linked up with one of the high-end designers to drop a whole new line of merch in the yard, and I've got people on Twitter like, "Oh my god!" Like, dude, it's fake. Like, why are you oh my god in? Like,
bro, I'm not gonna lie, that orange and black jersey and outfit, that shit was fire. I ain't gonna lie.
But that's what I'm saying.
Right? I wanted it, but I didn't buy it.
Yeah, but I guarantee you there's 100,000 people that did.
Oh yeah, I mean it's 20. I mean, I looked down, I was like, man, do I really want to just pay $20 for some shit that
I look at it like this.
The game.
Level 1 to level 49 was $15. Level 50 was $20 by itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they know what they're doing.
Oh
and
yeah, they know what they're doing.
One of us bought a level 50 pack.
Oh yeah, we all want that legend.
So it's gonna come. Like we keep chanting about save CFM. They're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna save it. We're gonna save it for y'all, and we're gonna give you everything you want and make it fun. But we're also gonna save it for us. And in order to make your team better, it's still gonna cost you a little bit of bread. Yeah, the Madden points are gonna be utilized way more. And I'm telling you, the yard is honestly what I thought was gonna be like. That's how they tested it. Okay, let's see how many people are going to spend money on something that doesn't matter. Oh, really? Now let's see how many people are going to spend money on something that does matter. And every single person is going to do it because the overall CFM experience will be better. It'll be exactly what we wanted. They'll suck us in, and 2-3 years from now, watch. There'll be a paywall for that too. And because they know they can get away with it, because they're about the only sports game left that doesn't have it. MLB The Show. It's a paywall. Do you know how long it would take you to grind an MLB The Show? As
Oh my
long as it would
God,
take you
yeah,
to grind
bro,
in
it's
2K.
ridiculous.
And we are dropping them stubs, ain't we?
Nope,
Stubs is
I didn't
hella
even
fire.
I didn't even play this year. I
I'm
bought
just
the
saying.
look, I
There's
bought
plenty of guys out there that are though.
I bought the MVP edition, and I played it 4 or 5 times, and I'm just like,
I
because
had to stop because I knew it was how much
well,
of
that's what I
a
was saying. It turned me off. It was I think I was what maybe within the first 3 days. It was everybody had diamond teams. I was
I
like,
felt
what the
like it was
fuck?
bad. It's just like getting on Mutt, right? You play Mutt on day one. Once it drops to everybody, how many people got 90 overall teams already?
It was quick. It was
You know
definitely
what I
quick
mean?
that people hit 91s and people are
Yeah.
now hitting 92 overalls.
Yeah. Steve, you know, what's his name? Sam Mills in 95, 3 days in. Like, dude, get up. What, do you not work? You must not work. Like, you clearly don't work. You have to live with either your baby mama and she works and you stay home and watch the baby, or you live in your mother's basement. And granted, it was quarantine, so nobody was doing much, but like, Jesus, like, hold on.
Yeah, like I mean, some of these guys are solo guys and they just get how to do it and get in there. And like, I know I got a couple guys at work and they grind that shit. They just know how to do it. Like there's techniques to
And
it.
I'm not knocking any of the guys that like find it, but there's also some of them
Oh
guys that
yeah, there's people who just stay up all
I mean,
night,
I
all
know
day.
I know people that dropped $2,500 day one Madden dropped. And
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, seriously,
I mean, we watched ScoMo drop what $1,000 3 days in, something like that.
that's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
I mean, they're writing it
I
off. I
dropped
mean,
just to throw myself under the bus because my wife definitely scolded me and told me I couldn't do that this year. But like last year, I think we calculated I dropped maybe close to $4,000 the entire year.
God,
And I know people that have dropped.
they
I
do
know
that in a
people that
week.
exactly. So that's the difference, though, right? So that's why
Yeah.
they're going to always take care of Mutt. Oh, we made $100,000 this week. Fixing CFM is maybe going to sell us 100 more copies, and by the time you take out packaging and tax and delivery and blah blah blah, we maybe made maybe $4,000. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
a huge difference. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I mean, I
There's
get it. I
going
mean,
to
because
be
you definitely had the stuff like I mean, what they do last Christmas, man? $1 billion,
oh man,
$1 billion in quarter 3.
yeah, crazy, and all of it driven by FIFA and Mutt.
Yeah,
Crazy,
done. Like it's
you know.
unreal.
Again, you look at it. I think even FIFA has a paywall for their CFM and stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, I really think Madden might be the only like franchise mode left that doesn't have a paywall. So to believe that they're going to leave it that way, you'd be ignorant to believe that. Because if it's in every other AAA sports game and every other AAA sports game is able to do it, and again, they don't have to make it a paywall. You know, it could be grinded, right? Because you could still make
Yeah.
it like the universal currency, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Mutt coins just becomes Madden coins, right? And you can choose whether or not you use them in CFM or use them in Mutt or use them in the yard or whatever. Just like, you know, you don't have to buy
Well,
stuff.
Yard has its own thing in it already. It has that currency, that blue sea. Remember?
Right.
So they already have
You're
their
right.
own currency that you earn
So
as you level up.
right. So even if they decided to make a separate currency,
And that's
right?
one thing I did like though. What they do at the Yard, they give you the option of being able to use that currency, like on that limited time stuff. Unlike our packs, we can't go get bundles with coins and stuff like
Right.
that. So I liked what they did inside there because like the limited edition stuff's like $22 or $20 or more for that limited edition. I think the gold one was 2,600 stuff. Madden points.
Right.
So, and then they had a thing over there. I think it was like 130,000 or something like that of their currency for that.
Right.
So they give you the option of that, which I think is nice because that gives the grinders a chance to be able to still do it. The ones that don't spend no money, and that's what I wish they would kind of do inside Mutt with the bundles and stuff. Like the ones that grind this stuff, like give them a shot to be able to rip a bundle and not have to pay.
Right.
Like just like if you want to make the game fair to the people that spend no money.
To their, I mean, they don't leave those guys out, right? Because I will say they've done a pretty good job of putting at least like 10 packs in the store, right? Remember before when you could only get like 3 or 4, 5? I haven't yet this year seen anything less than 10. So they are, if you're out there, you got 100 million coins or whatever you got in your coins, they are giving you essentially the same value as a bundle with letting you open 10 packs, and they've been nice to where they're putting the training options, right? So we've seen every
Yeah,
single high
those
card
training
now.
options ain't like they were.
They're not cheap. No, yeah, they
They're
ain't
not
cheap. That's
cheap.
what I'm saying. But if you unfortunately struck out, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you only got like 2 or 3 like great usable cards in your 10 packs and you converted every other card to training, you might have been able to grab
Yeah.
another additional 89 or whatever. I think that they're doing better. There's obviously still a long way to go, but I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that you would be naive to believe that if we're going to get these CFM fixes, there's going to be microtransactions implemented in there. And there might be the grinder's way where, again, in 2K, in MLB, you can grind. It's a hell of a grind, but you can grind. But if you want to make it easy on yourself, here's, $5 holla here, $8 holla here, and get your little team up to where you want to be. I could 100% see that happening.
Yeah.
It's plausible to where, okay, if you had a big enough performance, you got your coin, they could even implement the universal currency. Like I said, even if they left Mutt and the yard, they can introduce a universal currency between like regs and CFM, right? So they could do something like that.
What's going on, Real Burgers?
Into where even when you're playing your regs game, so that way you could still grind even outside of CFM, because obviously CFM you only get the 1 week, right?
Yeah.
Get the 1 week of the game of the practice. There's going to be some challenges in there, whatever. But if you also grinded in regs because you didn't want to do Mutt, that would be a way to make it fair for everyone, right? So gain this coin in regs and utilize it between, in CFM on top of what you're doing in CFM already. Either way, all I'm saying is you'd be crazy to believe that they're not.
I mean, they could also implement like the implement into sort of like they do in your my player. You know what I mean? Like per game, like certain players make so much coin,
right,
and then it adds up as it goes.
Mhm.
And once they hit that threshold, then you hit that button
right,
for the no money spent. I
right.
mean, it'll probably take you a little bit longer to get your team up, but
It's plausible.
I mean, it could be interesting what would happen in like CFMs, like because guys,
Yeah.
honestly, like you say, guys are gonna pay that to be getting their team up to where they want it, so
Oh yeah.
so they can run the table and win it.
Oh yeah. Big facts.
So
Big facts. And the way that they do it in the the Mutt is the same way they can do it in the CFM. So it's really easy to, whatever. So it's gonna happen. All I'm saying is within this third, fourth year, if they put all this time and effort into CFM like they're claiming, to believe that they're not going to make some money off of it is gonna be, you're silly, is all that I'm saying, right? Because at the end of the day, EA gotta move that weight. They gotta make them investors happy. And yeah, they're gonna want to do it, but they're also gonna want to make sure that they're getting an ROI. And they've seen it, they've studied it. I'm sure they're deep studying the show, studying 2K, FIFA, NHL. Even NHL is starting to do it with their little career mode. I've heard that they've got microtransactions in there.
oh yeah,
So
they got
it's
like
only a matter.
the outfits, the
Yeah,
bags,
yeah.
all the
It's
different
only a
equipment.
matter of time. It's only a matter of time before they're able to get it over.
They don't even have a
into
franchise in NHL. That's one of the biggest grapes with NHL. There's no franchise, like online franchise.
right, because they do the skate league thing or
Yeah, they
whatever
got
it is, right? The
that
single player league or whatever, where you're like, it's like the first person player league or whatever, essentially.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, but all in all, right now, if somebody were to ask me to give Madden a rating, I'd give it a solid 9, right? Because even with the hiccups that we've had, they've been able to attack those hiccups relatively quickly at a fast pace. And I'm keeping in account that you have to remember they have to do these things on a secure way, right? So, as opposed to just being able to, hey, Jim, can you come take a peek at this? It's a, hey, Jim, when you finally get this giant file through our server and then you can download it and then you can, like, people don't understand how much extra time it takes working at home versus working right next to one each other and being right there. And I think people with the instant gratification forget that, right? Like,
Yeah, 100%.
imagine how quickly your job would be if you could be right next to Pam. I'm just throwing names out there, right?
Right.
Like all these office names. You know what I mean? Or,
You must work in the
versus now,
office.
oh, I love the office. Versus now where you've got to shoot an email, you've got to get on a Zoom call, you've got to do this and that. Like nothing is done quickly like it was before. So we can't
Yeah.
expect them to get it done quickly either. You know what I mean? And that's all I want people to just for a second, like pump the brakes. Like, I don't understand about this whole refund me my, like, calm down, give them time. They're going to do it, right? We know how fast they were last year because they could all work together. This year, they can't, okay? Physically, right now, they just can't because nobody wants to die from COVID. And I don't want anybody to die from COVID over my entertainment. I'm not that selfish. So that's all, man. I like to say that. Like, I just want people to think about that for a second when they see some of these things that are happening. It's different. Things are going to slip through the cracks this year much differently than they have any other year because it's just different, you know? And then you look at even when the game came out this year, it was a whole month later than last year. Like, and that was because it was just a little bit slower. They
Well,
had
I
to
mean,
figure it out.
it basically went back to its roots because
Yeah.
Madden used to drop around the 26th every year. It was around
Right.
my birthday every year, so I didn't ever had to pay for it because that's all I'd ask for my birthday. It's like, yeah, I just want the copy of Madden.
Yeah.
So my birthday is August 21st. I mean, the game's dropping. It either dropped on the 21st or it dropped the week after. And I mean, I was hoping maybe with the 2 months that we didn't have content, that's what they were doing. Um, it kind of like I'm older like you, so I mean our brains work differently. You know what I mean? Like we got a different upbringing. So like, was I mad at the game coming out with so many bugs? I wasn't mad, more frustrated than mad. Because I was like, well, it was one of those things you question, well, what happened in those 2 months when we weren't getting content? You know what I
Right.
mean? Nothing against them, you know what I mean? Like we're all going through, we're all facing it. My wife works from home every day. I work from home every day. You know what I mean? Like say, nah, I don't leave my house. I always work from
There you
home.
go. That's
But
love.
on streaming is my job.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
but it's one of those things is I think people, like you said, they got to slow down and really think about what's going on around the world. I mean, you got so many riots going on, you got different things happening. You got the Black Lives movement, you got now you have this craziness with the election coming in. You just got a lot going on, and we aren't in a normal state.
Yeah.
And
Everybody's very high strung.
I hate that people attack people the way they do, like because they don't know the full situation. They don't know what Kralo is going through. They don't know what those guys are going through. And the first person, yeah, they want to go after is Kralo. Like Kralo does his job and he does what he's told to do. Just as if they were in his position, they would have to do their job. He's told not to say nothing, he's not supposed to talk or go at these things. That's what he does. That's what pays his bills. That's what takes care of his family. So you're telling me if you're in his job, you're in his position, and you got 3 kids. I don't know if he has kids or not, but if you got three
Yeah.
kids and a wife and a house to take care of, is your mouth going to be out there popping off at people bitching and complaining? No, you're going to shut your mouth and you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's probably things that he would like to be able to do, but at the same time, you got like people got to learn to respect these guys. Like they come at Clint all the time. Like you don't know what these guys have bosses,
Yeah.
and these guys are the ones that run the show. Tell these guys like Clint, Gibbs, Gabby, all of them what to do. You know what I
Right.
mean? They're telling them how to do their job essentially, and that's what people got to understand. Stop attacking all those guys when they don't really like. It's not their thing. Like I said, you got certain people that the developers. And some of them developers love their job and they really want things to come out the right way, but they're told to do things a different way and they have to
Yeah.
do them to keep their job.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I wish people would understand. And it's just like any of us go to work.
Right.
We have a boss. Our boss tells us to do it. We got to do it. If we don't, we get fired. And
if you don't have a boss, you still know that you have to do things a certain way and uphold yourself a certain way in order to continue to do what you want to do before you end up needing a boss.
right.
So,
And that's the thing. And I think if people could just slow down and realize what's really going on in the world right now, the video game is not that important.
yeah.
I mean, it's got enough in it that you can make content. If you are a content creator, there's times you're gonna have to figure the shit out and make content. Like it's not you can't.
And let's talk on that for a second, right? Because it's something that I want to get into is getting into content creation.
Yeah.
Why is buying packs your content? Right?
I mean,
like,
I think,
and I've been and again I'm not knocking it because I've caught myself sitting there watching Xerxes or Dom or some of these other guys that are, they just go drop in
and just rip.
I'm talking they buy out the entire store for
and
every
go.
video and whatever, and it's so you can't, whatever.
I mean,
I
it's
don't get
really
it. I don't understand.
I think it's to a point is that's what they've been doing for so long, and you get so many kids around the community, and it feels to me like the older guys want to see the gameplay. The older guys
Don't
in the
steal
community.
my idea. There's not a lot of CFM YouTube chat. Okay, if Smee jumps to YouTube before me, I'm gonna find him and we gonna fight.
We already over there, bro.
Yeah,
we already there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm waiting because we already got something coming out of CFM.
CFM field is where it is, right? So if anybody out there want to get into the YouTube game, you want some love from me and Smee, hit the CFM game up on the YouTube because that's where the real content is at, right?
Well, now that's what I have. I have
really
something planned for the Get Sticky League. I have something planned for that already.
That's
Trust
where it
me.
really is.
It's already set. It's already set. It was started last year. We just didn't get it rocking like that.
These guys that are ripping packs on YouTube and making jokes about using their mom's credit card and this, that, and the other. There's probably not too much of a joke behind it, to be honest with you. Working on your views and you laughing and this, that, and the other. But then that's what's crazy to me. Like they're like, "Oh, give us content." Like, what do you mean? That's not. Why do I have to do your job? If you want to be a content creator, create content.
Yeah.
You don't need me to do anything. Do something with the game. Nobody wants to sit there and just watch you buy back. I mean, obviously, a lot of people do.
Yeah, I mean, like these kids go ham on that shit. Like they. I watched it happen. I watched the one day I was sitting here watching ScoMo, and I'm a mod in ScoMo's channel. Like that's my guy. I love what he does. He's a pack ripper, and I was sitting here and he got done ripping packs. Right, he had like 12. It might have been like 12 to 1,700 people. Right, he got done ripping all of his packs and stuff. He's like, "Yeah, I'm having so much fun. We got all these subs, blah blah blah. I'm gonna play some games just to hang out with you guys." He started playing the game. It said the gut fox popped on. Gut fox had bundles ready to rip. It said, it was going, dude. I kid you not. When they all dipped out, he had maybe 400 or 500 people left, just going. I was like, what the? I was like,
I was ripping the packs right before you went live. I said to my wife, I said, "Stuart, I'm going here and rip these packs today. I'm going ahead and just get on the stream and rip packs." I had like 40 people in there.
Yeah,
and like they're like super hyped about the wins that you get in packs. It's streamer luck.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting the EA luck now because I'm on that grind and blah blah blah. So but it's and then I mean I like to say that I have good gameplay.
I mean, you're not bad. You're not bad at the game for sure. So, I mean, it's probably better than I am.
So like yesterday we went 5-1 on stream, right? So during the EA stream yesterday, I went 5-1, and even the very last game was a super sweaty. I was actually down 14 going into the fourth quarter, came back and won by 2. So like,
it's always nice when you got all them people in there and you do a game like that.
Hype. People didn't want me to send them to the next dude. I was like, "Nah, we gotta go. My wife is coming, and we got to go."
They don't know about the wife thing yet. It's not to go. You got to go.
Routine has begun. I got to go. Y'all have a good night.
Kids need a bath. The wife needs a break.
You know what I'm saying? Got to go. Okay, she worked all day, came home, and I took care of the baby all day. She worked all day. Now she take care of the baby. Now she wants some daddy time. It's cool. We got it. We out.
We out.
So, but no, man. I think it just baffles me. Like then when you I hate it. Like, we both know, right? Because we're in the same Twitter community and we love everybody. We don't have no beef with nobody, but
Right.
you see those same guys. And then I think I've started to catch on that some of these guys are just making negative content, right? So they're not actually truly feeling negative about the game, negative about the
They just want
element.
that attention on their shit.
They know that they have that negative crowd. And so, similar to, like politics, once you figure out your crowd, that's who you're going to feed on, right? So even if they love the game, they can never say that publicly. You know what I'm saying? It's always, even when they're happy, like they're actually geeked about something, it's always some slight comment like, oh, but they still didn't this though. You know what I'm saying? Like the 50. Like I saw people dropping stuff about the 50. Oh, well, why?
And that shit looks fire. I haven't even got to look at it yet.
I think it is. I think it is. It's an absolute W in my eyes.
I mean, look how many 91s dropped, bro. Like that's crazy.
Right. And it's an absolute W. Even though they made my guy Reggie kind of slow. He feels slow. He's like 92 speed, 94 acceleration, but like he
Reggie
feels
White?
slow.
Or Reggie White?
Bush.
Oh, Reggie Bush.
Yeah, Reggie Bush.
I didn't see him drop.
Yeah, he's
not my type of running back though.
He feels slow though. Like I'm a speed guy and he feels kind of slow.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. The point is like they dropped some good names, like some interesting names. And the other thing is like nobody wants carbon copies from last year. So the fact that we've got new names in here this year,
right.
Like I think that's great. Like people were like all kinds of like, why are these our team captains? Blah blah blah. Where's X, Y, and Z? Like, why do you just want to play with the same people all the time?
Yeah, if you want that, just go keep playing 20.
The servers are still up, and I guarantee you can walk into Best Buy right now and buy Madden 20 points.
Yeah, you
I
can.
assure you it still works.
You can definitely do it, bro. You definitely can.
Yeah.
I was just at Best Buy.
I just think that, so they're always going to find something to chirp about. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And I think that's because that's just what their audience is.
Yeah.
That's the same audience. And so I've kind of just found myself, I don't necessarily never unfollow nobody, but I might just mute you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta see your content for a little bit. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, like I've been like really selective. I've been putting my time in like to people like that I feel like are really doing the work and the content. They're not just pushing the button. That's where I've been putting my time in and whatnot. Like I mean, like I said, I got so many ideas to come up with. I have like we've just broke out the new show, the Fantasy Breakdown on Sundays, and then we broke out the other show on Tuesday. And
Fantasy Breakdown is nice.
And then we're gonna we got the recap on Tuesday now. We do that at 7 p.m. But it's tough because you got King of the Hill out now, and then they got drops going on Tuesday. We got swallowed last, so we're actually kind of thinking about taking it into the sports section and see if we can make something out of it down there. And hit some new faces. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows everybody.
Podcast section now too. Did you know that?
Yeah, I seen that. I seen it. I just haven't moved it down there yet.
Yeah.
I haven't got froggy enough to leap that far yet. I mean, but it's probably about time to take the leap and see what happens.
You got to play around with it. If there's any, not that I'm trying to give unsolicited advice.
Yeah, you give all the advice you want because that's what content creation is.
With my DJ streams, I first started in the music category. It did not go so hot. And one of my buddies was like, trust me, move it to just chatting. Yeah. And when I moved it to just chatting, I literally doubled my viewership. So
just chatting's so big, you know what I mean? Like that's a big directory.
But I'm just saying, if you move it, people are specifically out here looking for podcasts. Like I see it all the time on Instagram and Facebook. Hey, shoot me your podcast recommendation. Shoot me this. And I think that's why Twitch decided to make the podcast and talk show element. You should do it. I think you'll be delightfully surprised.
What, go to just chatting or go to
the podcast and talk show? And I think that you'll be delightfully surprised because here's the thing is those guys and gals might be interested in then coming around for this show, right?
Yeah.
And then they might be interested in coming around for the fantasy football, and then they might mess around and sub because of that. So now you're getting subs out of Madden, and you're getting subs out of something completely different, and it creates that totally different experience. So you're not, yeah, you love to see the same people always supporting you, but it's always nice to see
Oh
fresh
yeah, I
faces
love fresh faces.
and turn around and want to support you also. So that's like my favorite thing about the Madden streams. Like I've been doing those for the couple weeks. I stayed consistent on picking the Thursdays when they put the little calendar up. And I've now got, like 20, 25 new people that I obviously didn't have before EA
Hmm.
that have now, they come on Friday, they come on Saturday. So
Yeah.
like it's totally nice.
Yeah,
That's all. That's my cup of tea
that's
on it.
my big thing is like I feel like I'm at a spot and I just need to get that look one time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one of those streams, bro. Like, oof.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not happen that way, but it'll definitely like because like I don't do like just like I'm not just a Madden streamer no more. I've done more work inside the community now. We've like I said we've been big with this podcast and getting
Right.
new content creators on here. It's not just about me. It's trying to help other content creators maybe get a look, get seen. Maybe
Mm,
there's people that are in my community that don't know who you are that are inside the
right.
Madden community, or they might not like I've do other guys that are in COD. I've done people that are
Right.
in different directories, don't
Right.
even play any games that I play. And sometimes I feel like they get swallowed up by their directory. So there might be some guys in my chat that do both. They may play sports games, they may play RPG games, and
Mhm.
they might play shooters. You know what I mean? And if that gives them another face to go watch, and that helps him get maybe one, maybe two viewers, that's one or two more that he didn't have, and that's been the goal of the show the whole time.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's fantastic that you show that type of love and use this platform to do so. Big facts.
I mean,
So,
like I said, I've had it, and I've had the platform where I was big before. It had all the numbers and everything like that. So it's one of those things. Is I always try to like think about myself now sometimes and put in the effort into myself, but helping people always it pulls me back. Like it's like a drug and it's got a hold of me, and like I like doing it. So I'm just like, yo, whenever I get partner, I get partner. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Like I'd rather keep helping people be successful and then have a whole bunch of people around me that are successful, like the crew, like the Get Sticky crew, like helping those guys out. Like when I'm done, I'll go look at that crew and see if anybody's raiding, see maybe if somebody's got some low numbers or having a bad day that they're not at their typical numbers, rate them and try to pull them up a little bit and just fix them up a little bit. Because I mean, you've been there where you're streaming the low numbers. It's not fun. Like
yeah.
it's hard to stay
Okay.
engaged. It's hard to
Yeah.
stay focused, and you battle it. And when I see that, I'm like, yo, well, let's go. Let's go see if we can fix this. Like, just
Yeah.
even if he's only on for an hour afterwards, at least his stream ends on a high note. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. You know what? I owe a lot of where I am today to Pop. Um, Pop rated me. I was probably about a month and I was probably about 2 months in, maybe a month and a half. It was right around Christmas. It was right around Christmas that Pop rated me. So yeah, it was about a little over a month in. And I'd be BSing you if I hadn't been up to my wife and been like, I don't know why I did this. Like, whatever, I'm just gonna play the game and not worry about it, right? And then Pop, he rated me and then he hit me up on Twitter the next day and was like, hey man, I kind of been peeping in and out. You're doing good stuff. Like, I wanted to let you know that I see you, this, that, and the other, woo, woo, woo. And that helped a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because it's like, dang, somebody does notice me. Like I am not just, and so I try to do the same thing. If like on the Fridays and Saturdays that I don't have a lot going on, I try to peep out the guys that I've been following that only got 6 viewers, 7 viewers, or whatever the case is, and do the same thing. So
yeah.
I
I mean, it's definitely nice when you get that rec from one of the bigger guys in the community too.
oh yeah,
That was one of my big things too. Is when ScoMo was like, he rated. I'll never like he rated me for the first time. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, cause you never think it's coming. Like, you never think one of the guys, like I said, ScoMo is my guy. Like, that's my favorite streamer.
yeah.
And like, I've been around him for 3 years now. And like I said, I'm modding his channel. I've been around him when he was a small guy on, well, he's not, I guess 25K was small to me. mean, that was that,
Yeah,
that
compared to what it is now.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like that. I mean, what he is now is small, but like to me, it's still a lot
Yeah.
on freaking YouTube. And like he rated me, and I was blown away. And then like when I started coming to the show, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna ask him. He could always say no. Like, you know what I mean? And then he was like, I think he might have been like show number 4 or something like that, 4 or 5.
That's awesome.
And I was like, yo, so I got this podcast. I'm trying to bring like some content creators on it and whatnot, and just let people get like a real look at who you are. You know what I mean? Like who
Yeah.
people are, not the streamer and
Right.
somebody focused all on his chat and not really being able to hit everybody. And he was like,
Scomo's good people. I enjoy
he,
Scomo.
he said
Yeah.
he didn't even hesitate, bro. He was like 100%. He's like, just let me know when I'm on. I was like,
Yeah.
he was like, he told me, he was like, I respect what you're doing. He's like, you're not just out here. He said, you're out here grinding. You do long stream. If you have to, you'll grind long streams out. You're always looking for new innovative ways to figure out more content. Like
Right.
he's like, you ain't got, yeah, I ain't, there's no way I could say no to you. And he's like, you put so much time in my chat. He's like, he's like instantly yes. I said to my wife, I got kind of excited, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't starstruck, but I was like excited. I was like, yo, babe, I was like, almost coming on the fucking show. He said yes.
Yeah.
I was all pumped up and excited and jumping around. I was like, no way.
No, I feel you, man. That's big exciting. Whenever you get that little bit of love, man, that's all it takes sometimes too. That's all it takes is a little
Oh
bit of
yeah.
love to just refuel you sometimes. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
So,
And you need that. You gotta get it at some point in time. Cause I mean, it does get repetitious when you're doing this stuff.
yeah.
And like I said, digging in trying to figure out content is taxing, especially like like me and you guys we're not card rippers and we're not in ripping packs for days.
Uh,
So
right,
we literally have to use our brains to come up with content.
right,
And
right. We're
we have
just we're cut from a different thread. Like
that.
that's what else it is. Is like we understand like it's just different qualities of work, and you'll notice that even throughout the market. Like I have some really young streamers that I really enjoy because they're good content. They got good gameplay. I can pick up a lot of things from them and things like that. And then you got the older cats like Jay, like J Dub, who is really good. Like my guy Trumpet Monkey, who's really good. Like who else out there do I really look at this? He's Deke. I love Deke.
See, Deke's one of the guys that's different
Yeah,
though too
I
though.
love Deke though.
Deke Deke
His
is
energy and like everything about like the
that's what I'm
Vegas
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like Deke's different than
outfit, like I love it.
there's not many people in the community that do
Yeah,
the different stuff like myself. Like we do multiple things. We don't just
right.
not just the game. Like he's got jukebox hero. He's got other things going inside the church, inside the thing. Like one of
Right.
the things that drives me crazy is the guys that are doing everybody doing the marbles thing. Everybody doing it. It drives me insane. I get it's
Yeah.
a fun thing, but one guy started this thing, and everybody else jumped on it. Like where's the innovate? Like what I want to see is just the different innovation that people have. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
find something else that you can interact with that somebody else isn't, or find something that's different that somebody's not doing.
Right.
And
Like
like that's what
energy.
Deke does. Like Deke is huge with finding different things.
Yeah.
And that's why I started the different shows and trying to bring in more people from like the team, getting the team working on the show. Like, hey, are you available this day and want to do some fantasy football talk? And just bringing different people in and out, and like just having fun with it because nobody does it. And
Yeah.
that's what I love about it is nobody's doing it. I mean, I'm sure somebody will be like eventually
Or
gonna see
people don't.
it.
The other thing is people don't do it on a consistent basis,
Yeah,
right? So
it's
they'll
a,
do it, and then it fades away, and then they'll do it again, and then it's like there's no consistency.
yeah. Because I mean, I noticed that with the podcast. I started the podcast up. I mean, W had his podcast going, but I don't know if it's really a podcast anymore. 'Cause
Yeah.
that thing, he's wild. That man is wild. That man is wild. His
He's a
chat's
whole nother,
wild.
he's a whole nother level. He is a whole nother level, but
Yes,
it's
he
just
is. He is definitely a whole nother level, but that's what makes him different. And that's what I think the biggest part of every content creator has to do is figure out how they can be different from each other.
yeah.
And that's what I wish. I wish more Madden content creators would actually just get working and figure out how they could be different. And
Yeah,
I think it just would make the community more interesting than just football. Yeah, you can have your football and Madden and all that, but make something with it.
yeah. I think the biggest thing for me is I just enjoy being me. Like
Yeah.
that's like probably one of the best compliments I ever get when I am running around. Like, is when people are like, "Dude, I just love hanging out with you."
Yeah.
Like when you like me, I'm just like high energy. I'm hyped. Like once I turn this on, like I am hyped. Like my wife will tell you straight up. She's like, "Look, okay, there's Devin, and then there's that dude Dev. Don't never come up here being that dude Dev. So get all of that out your system before you're done, and
Like,
then come downstairs and be Devin.
we
Don't
passed
come
all that in the
talking to me.
bedroom.
Don't come talking to me about, oh, this man ran 0-1 trap or 3 drop zone. I don't want to hear none of that.
Like, keep that
So
energy out of the bedroom.
yeah, all of that is there in that space that you've created and nowhere else. I'm cool with it though, because I enjoy it, right? So I can be myself, like truly, because like I
Yeah.
am that guy. I'm goofy, I'm hyper, I'm interactive, I'm super into football, and I'm just fun. Like I just like to be fun. I'm a huge extrovert, right? So if I'm being honest, like streaming has like saved my mental space, right? Because it went really bad
100%.
when I lost my dad, right? Because that was our thing. Like me and my dad was that cornerstone for me when it came to football. My wife, she is a football gal now. When I met her, she didn't get too you know, go
You
ahead
can,
and believe it for you. But
you're good to curse.
you
It's
know,
raw and unedited, but
I see. So, but yeah, she didn't. Does she now? Oh yeah. You know, she's out here hitting me with text messages when I got to work on
who
Sundays.
should I put in my
Like,
fantasy lineup?
hey, we just took it 30 on the left. Hey, Anthony Miller just caught a 17. Like she's hitting me with the play-by-play. Like I got a direct line to Jeff Joniak, who's the local guy for Chicago. You know, like
Yeah.
she's amazing. But when I first met her, it wasn't that thing. But I always had my pop. So like when my dad just like very suddenly just dropped dead on a Tuesday morning out of cardiac arrest
Oh man.
earlier this year, and so it was hard. It was hard for me because it was just out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like so it was crazy, and so I just like fell off the face of the earth. I was in chats or whatever. I was still kind of around, but like getting behind the camera was very hard for me.
Yeah.
And then when I said to myself, you know what, like he would not want me to not be here, right? Like doing what I love and I'm so passionate about. So it's been great. Like I said, it's been a phenomenal return, if you will. Um, and I just know that he's with me all the time, and it's a big blessing. And it kind of alluded to, like I tweeted out earlier today, because it was real heavy on me today, because like I just wanted to pick up the phone and give him a buzz. Like I just wanted to be like, hey, man, like what is Chicago doing? Why did they give Tariq Cohen $40 million and Allen Robinson is still waiting to get an extension? Like,
Yeah.
you just have those type of conversations, and I don't have a lot of. I have some very amazing friends. They're just not necessarily in the sports ball, as they like to call it. But so it's just different, and so like being able to get behind the camera and talk football with people and people actually like talk back and it's fun and we have a lot of fun, like it's been huge. So like I said out there on Twitter, thank you to anybody in here that knows me, that has been around, including you, Smee, like even having me on this show. Like I was super geeked about it because it's like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like I miss these interactions, and with COVID and everything, like I'm a DJ, so like getting out and being around people, making people happy, that's like the number one thing that brings me joy. And so being able to do it on Twitch and being able to do it on stream for the DJ thing or whatever, like I love it. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate
I mean,
it.
that's never a problem. So, I mean, what's next for you right now? Like, do you have anything like really planned, or are you just riding the wave right now?
I am it's funny that you say that, right? I'm actually working on making a weekly, like not specified on spin. It'll be a weekly sports show. So we kind of did it for a little bit, and again, then my dad passed away. So I'd actually kicked it off earlier this year, and then my dad passed away, and I just couldn't. It was just very emotional, very hard for me. But I'm cool. I'm in the right headspace. So it's going to be coming back. It's actually called Windy City Sports because again, I'm stationed out of Chicago. And so we will get a day down. We were doing Thursday night, but some scheduling conflicts have kind of changed and people's schedules have changed. So we're working on getting a day out. But that's the big project that's coming up next is that. I'm going to compete in or at least attempt to try to qualify for the Bears club championship. So I've got to get my weekend league on point because I got to deal with all of that sweaties and the DC nonsense and
DCs
whatever.
are wild right now. DCs are wild.
Bro, last week
I have
won
5. I have 5.
Bro, I won 9 games in a row, got 6 DCs in a row. 9 games in a row, 6 DCs in a row. And 2 of them turds made me play the whole game and then DC'd me at the end. And then I found out on Twitter that you could pause and like other, but it's bad. I thought like last year was bad, but last year was just bad and annoying because it at least happened right away. But these jackasses that are making you play the whole game and you're blowing them out and then they do it. Oh, dude, I'm heated. So I'm 3-1 right now today in the weekend league. I played a little bit this morning before my daughter woke up. So I'm 3-1. I took one bad L. That dude whooped my ass, but it's cool.
I played one game. I played one game last night, but I was like too tired to play anymore. And I was like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to bed 1-0.
Yeah. I won 3 in a row, and then the 4th game, this dude beat the brick. And I actually sent him a nice message. I was like, dude, I ain't played a demon like you. Like you beat the bricks off of me. I needed that humbling experience because I was on cloud 9 after them 3 W's original.
It does. It put you up there, bro. Then you have to realize, hey, like I can still be beat. I still got a long ways to go.
Listen, I'm talking. He beat me like 35-7. Like he whooped my ass. Yeah. And I was like, I just want to put more points on the board.
I was like, I might have to walk out that game. might have to walk away from that one.
Get out of control like that, I just immediately start labbing. No joke. If you're up 21 and it's already the second half, and I'm not like, I don't generally try to quit, especially since the new series started or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll take the XP or whatever. But yeah, like you're up 21, I start labbing, or I usually quit. Like it's 21 and done over here. I'm passing the sticks. So
yeah, right. All right, so we're at a part in the stream here where I'm gonna open it up to the chat and see if they want to ask you any questions. And this is where you get to take over the show and become the guy, the man that does it all. You get to ask me questions if you have any for me.
Okay, all right. Big facts.
Chat,
let's think about it.
If you got anything for him, put them in the chat and we'll get them answered. If not, we'll let Dev get out of here unless he has questions for me.
Oh, I always got questions.
Always. Give them a chance to respond here a little bit.
Yeah, no problem. We see some people down there.
Well, there's a delay, so there's that delay. It always takes. There's a delay, so there's. Wow, this director.
Why the Bears?
Why the Bears? Oh boy.
I'm born and raised Chicago, boy. I'm blue and orange till I die. No, you know what? If I'm being completely honest, when I was growing up, I went to the Walter Payton used to hold a camp, and you had to be invited to it. And so I got invited to his camp 4 years in a row. He would bring young talent in and kind of really like give you kind of like almost like walk to life type situation with different current Bears. So like I got to hang out with Justin Gage when he was super cool. I got to meet Peanut Tillman, Walter's son Jarrett. I got to meet Ashley, his daughter. Who else? I met Urlacher. Like I met a bunch of greats. Lance Briggs is a funny dude. I'm actually surprised Lance Briggs has not shown up more in Madden or just shown up more in
I forgot about him since you just said that because I remember when the Redskins really wanted him.
Yeah, so that's why. So they've always shown me a lot of love, and they've just they're my hometown team, and I'm a hometown kid. As much as I say I would leave Chicago, I think that I would miss it. So That's why, man, and just the bond that it helped create with me and my pops, because
I mean, I guess
whatever.
that all depends what part of Chicago you live in. Right, it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. So it just depends, but no, yeah, that's why I love him. Who's my favorite Mutt player? Favorite player in real life? My favorite, like current or all time? My favorite player in Mutt, current right now is Brian Dawkins. Period. Because that card they gave him last year and the card they gave him today, he looking like he about to be a dog. And he was a dog last year. My favorite player in real life, if we were talking about today, I don't know. I don't like a lot of these young kids, if I'm being honest. My favorite player today is probably Patrick Mahomes, because every time he steps on the field, like he does something that is very Madden-esque. He does something like you're playing Madden on arcade mode. And I'm just like, you shouldn't be able to do that on a football field. So probably right now, my all-time favorite player ever, though, is probably between Brandon Marshall, the wide receiver, and Jerry Rice. Uh, Brandon Marshall, I don't know. I just like the way he played. He played with a real big mean streak when he wasn't in his own way, as everybody should be well aware of. But when he could have been one of the best wide receivers to ever play the game if he could have stayed out of his own way. And Jerry Rice, I mean, he's the GOAT, and I played wide receiver when I played ball. So that was just who that was your GOAT, truly. That was your carrot. That's who you chased, was Jerry Rice. Um, so yeah, that's that answer. Am I old enough to have watched Jim and Fridge play? Unfortunately, not. Uh, I was still not even a twinkle in anybody's eye when they were big. I'm 88, so I'm a couple years behind it. Unfortunately, haven't been able to witness a winning Super Bowl appearance, but at least we have a single Super Bowl
Hey,
appearance in my lifetime.
I've been able to
So,
witness one.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
love.
91
There
when
you go.
they beat the Bills.
There you go. Yeah, see, we've got an appearance, right? We've got an appearance, and we've got a goddamn double doink, in my lifetime. So, yes, I'll be a whopping 32 this year, but still feel 28. I tell my wife all the time
I
I might
wish.
mess around. I tell my wife all the time I might mess around and get back on the field, So she's
I'm
like,
good
no.
on that. I am good on that. No sir.
It's a
I've,
joke. It's a
I've
running joke because
played
when
that
I
thing for
played,
30. I played up to 30, the age of 33. I am fucking good.
yeah, no, so it's a running joke for us because when I met my wife, we played in a co-ed flag football league. Okay? Co-ed flag football. Never had a serious injury in my life. I played football. I played semi-pro football. I got signed to the Arena Football League before it folded. I was in the military for 7 years. Never had a major injury. I'm playing goddamn flag football with my wife, and I tear my meniscus. Talk about some bullshit, right?
I mean,
So I
this is
went
not too bad.
Oh, it was. I let it get bad. I should have got it taken care of right away,
Oh
and I
yeah,
walked on
if
it
you
for
let
a whole
it.
other year and a half, and
Oh
then I
yeah, you
ended up
can't do
losing.
that.
So, but now today, yeah, it feels great. I had to get it fixed as soon as we found out the little one was coming. I had to get it fixed. So, but today you'd never know. Every once in a while, it gives me a little funny things if the weather's kind of funny, which I used to
My
think was a
mine
joke, but that's
mine
real.
hurts. Mine hurts right
Yeah.
now. I think I did something in the gym yesterday. It's all swelled up like a balloon right now.
Oh, yeah. See, I've been blessed since I got the surgery and got it all fixed. I've been blessed, and I've been hitting the workouts. So I've been seeing you, dog. I was on. I don't know if you saw, but when
Yeah,
you
I
took your
see.
3 mile walk yesterday, I was in
I
there
think
hanging
those.
out with
I've been doing those every day. I
you.
do those
So
every day with the dog because nobody else
yeah,
in the family will walk with me for 3 miles. So
got you.
unless my son's home, he'll ride his bike for 3 miles. He ain't
Yeah,
walking that shit.
me and my wife been doing some bomb ass workouts. We work out on the weekends together. She goes to work before me early in the morning during the week, but Saturday and Sunday we get up and work out together for sure. And usually we'll try to get a walk or something in there. So I feel you, man. I'm trying
Yeah.
to lose that same weight. I'm pretty proud of where I'm at. I'm almost down 40 pounds. So
I'm waiting to hit that 40-pound mark.
it is rough.
It is.
I've been hovering around 32, 33 pounds for about 2.5 weeks, and
That's
I'm
how
like,
I'm at 31 right now, and I'm having a hell of a time trying to break it.
it's all about the nutrition because
It is. It's crazy.
she is she you could work your ass off, but if you ain't eating right, it ain't gonna matter.
Right.
And we kind of maybe sort of got a little lazy on nutrition there for a little bit because we was having some cravings and whatever life happened for me, but we back on top of it. So
Yeah. So
so I'm looking
you have
forward
any
to it.
questions for me?
Man, yeah.
You're actually kind of rocking right now.
Washington.
What
Why
happened?
Washington?
Why Washington? I'm from Maryland. I'm from
Oh,
Maryland. I'm
okay.
from Maryland, and
The same thing like the hometown team type
well,
situation.
it's like that, but like my whole family is a Washington fan. Like there's they got a couple stragglers in the family. Like my father, he's a Dallas Cowboy fan. My little brother, he is a Denver Broncos fan. Like
Okay.
all like my whole family, my house, they know like we're all Redskins. Like, even my wife, I was like, look, you take my last name, you gotta change teams. Cause she followed her dad. Her dad's a Steelers fan. I was like, look, we ain't having none of that in this house. Like,
Yeah.
it's either you're a Skins fan or we just can't get married. and
That's fun.
and then like my mom, like even all my kids, even when all my kids were born, they all went into a Redskins outfit. They all had a Redskins outfit. They went straight into it. So
Okay.
that's why we're Washington fans.
Got you. So this Get Sticky crew, man, tell me about it. I see y'all kind of deep because I'm in the Discord. Y'all kind
Yeah,
of deep. Well, how did
the,
that get started?
the team. So I had I had
I
a
thought
team.
you had. Let me start with this. I thought you had to be a partner to have a team.
I told you I've been around this thing. I made my connections.
Oh, okay, okay. Go ahead. Tell me about it.
I made the connection with the guy that I've been friends with now for a couple years. He spends a lot of time in my stream, spends a lot of time in his stream. Um, and I just asked him like I was like, look, a team. What I plan on doing with the team. First, the team went into a stream community. I had a streaming community, and we had, I think it was like 1,000 people. And what happened was I just got tired of people just trying to get cloud. Like they didn't want to put the work into the stream team. They didn't want to like they would just get to the stream team and sit on it. They wouldn't put no extra work into it. And I just got to the point like I was like, look, fuck this. I'm done with it. I don't need the headache no more. I said I'm over here grinding, trying to help people grow, get people in the right directions, so they're not following for follow, doing all the wrong things that people make it
That
look
is
like it's
one
good.
that irritates me when people come into my stream and say like, "Hey, man, come check out my stream." Like, bro, like,
Yeah, like well,
holla at me privately if you really want me to come look at your stream. Like, do
yeah,
not
and
like get up
so
here.
like I got to the point where I'm like nobody was putting the effort in. Like I had a bunch of mods that would put the effort in, but like he just couldn't like the community just like there was a lot of people that would really put the time in it and then others would benefit off of that time, you know what I mean? And I didn't like that.
Mm.
I don't like people mooching off other people. That's not how I roll. Like put your time in, put your work in and roll with us. Like everybody go together at the same time. And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna take this team out of here. I'm gonna go put it over in the crib, over into like my personal Discord because that's more active. You know what I mean? It's more active.
Mm.
Like the other one used to be super active, and people didn't like that I was getting kicking people like people. I was kicking people out because I'm like, look, you ain't putting the time in. You're just sitting here. And you ain't said nothing in 30 days. You gotta go. So I kicked over like 500 some people out there and moved on from it. And then I got to the point where like it was still sitting there and it just wasn't as active as I would like it. So I was like, I'm gonna move it over to my personal Discord. I'm gonna go with the get sticky stuff. I'm gonna figure out something to do with it. And then I seen people just like I'm a person about helping somebody and I go around, I see some people, they seem like they're down, they're struggling. And the team was like something that I wanted to put together to give them a sense of home, you know what I mean? Give them somewhere they could be. they can represent something. And then it was cool because when we want to do like team oriented things, like as we did with the charity stream with suicide prevention, we had 20, 15 to 20 of those guys join that charity stream. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that to me was more than some of the teams that you see. Like some of you got me, OG Network got their thing, which you don't see that aspect of like a charity event and where everybody's coming together and rocking. And
Right.
like that showed me how important that this team was to some of those people. You know what I mean? They took it serious. Like I was like, look, I want to do this thing as a team. I want all the like you guys stream when you want to stream. I said I'm the only one that has to do 24 hours. If you guys want to do it, that's on you. You know what I mean? You pick your hours, you stream, you pick whenever you start your stream, and we'll roll out. And that's what we did. And it was crazy just to see the response. I mean, we raised $5,100 together,
That was
and
fantastic.
and then you had some of these guys went for 24 hours, some went for 16 hours, some went for 12 hours. Like to see that response from a team jump on something that important, that just showed me that I made the right choice and I put the team in the right atmosphere.
Big facts. I
So
like that.
so that's why I do it. I mean, and the team we do, like if I say, hey, look, I got another charity event coming up. This is what we're gonna do it for. How many of you guys want to be? How many of you guys getting down with me? They all DM me. We get a list together and like, okay, so you're streaming, you guys streaming, and I don't leave nobody out ever. I mean, you've
Right.
seen it on the post. Like I post like the people that were on the post were the first 10 people. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
flyer. So they at that time I wasn't able to get more T-shirts for them from them because COVID messing with their their money that they're allowed to spend, so to say,
Right.
their budget. So I put those 10 on it because they had the shirts and stuff, and then we had a whole bunch more people after that jump on it. I wish I
Yeah.
could have got everybody's shirts, but like I said, that it just wasn't able to be done. And so everybody jumping on it, and then more people from the team just wanted to get involved. And then like when we were done with it, they seen how long I went, and I went like 40 hours. They were like, well, I want to be part of this. Like people, like I had like Findler popping in. He was like, bro, next time I want to run. Like I want to go with this. You know what I mean? Like, and it was cool to see that reaction from the community and the team. Like more of the team members, they were like, dude, that is crazy. Like you're not joking about this. Like this is something serious. You want
Right.
this thing to be big. And that was my point is I wanted to prove to them like what this really is and what this could really do. And I think that's what fueled me to go 40 hours with it. And I was
Gotcha.
and like I said, like it's been great. Like the guys want to like I'm working on trying to get something together now that we're gonna do like a team night where we just even if it's like we're playing marbles or we're playing something, you know what I mean? Like if we get like COD going and we playing like a custom lobbies or something, and we're just having like a team night where we're all just playing the game, chilling and having fun.
That's
And
awesome.
so I mean
That
that's
is awesome.
where it came from. And I mean it basically came from the show. You know what I mean? The show's it's sticky. I mean, we had so many people from the community on it, and I was like, yo, I'm just gonna invite people to see what happens. Give them
There
somewhere.
it is. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all you can do. Because I know my wife is listening. Is the
Now, you're
Secret
good.
Lab share worth it?
What this chair?
Yeah, the
Yes,
Secret
hundred
Lab
percent,
share.
100%, and that's no joke. Because I had what was it technique, Connie or technique chair?
Hmm.
Worst chair I ever had in my life. Because when I first started, I sat on the Assbreaker 2000, and that was the wooden chair from the kitchen. And boy, I tell you what, the Techni chair was good. You know what I mean? It was good for a minute,
Hmm.
but it wasn't built with the right quality stuff in it. And it was like if you spent too much time on it, like your ass indented into the chair, like and the foam wouldn't come back.
Rough.
So then
Yeah.
you so then it would hurt. Like you would actually get up and you'd be like sore from it.
Yeah.
These I love them. Like these things are made phenomenally. This one is actually
Nice.
a used one, and I'm ready to get a brand new one. Like this one was used. A buddy of my wife actually. streams too, and they worked together. And he was like, and then she had told him about me, and like me and him like kind of kicked it off. And he's like, "Look, I'm getting ready to buy a new one because he wanted to. I think it's this one's the Omega, and he wanted the Titan for more
That's what
room."
I'm looking at getting. I think I want to get the Titan
Oh, you have to
because
get.
I'm pretty
Listen,
tall.
you're
So
you're a big guy. They actually have the extra large one too. So look at that one. They have a large one for even taller guys. So like I want the Titan just because that one supports more weight. And this I'm like borderline on this one. So I want to get like not that I'm gonna gain more weight, but I just want to have that extra cushion, you know what I mean? So my butt don't hurt.
yeah,
So
I
it's
feel
like,
you.
but like this one, like honestly, they're worth it if you can get them. That's the
Yeah.
hardest part because everything gets pre-ordered. I think like the one I wanted, that one was the only one left, and that didn't have to be pre-ordered. I think the next ones are coming out in like October. The next pre-order
Yeah.
release, the
Yeah.
next wave. But
Yeah.
I'd 100% say they're worth it.
My birthday's in October, so I'm just trying to figure it out. Don't worry. I just needed someone else to say something positive about
Nah,
them. So.
I look. I'm telling you what. I bought this thing used, so that means another man's butt cheeks were in this thing before
And
me,
it's still
screaming.
good.
And I get up off this chair, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. My back don't hurt. My butt don't
Right.
hurt.
Right.
I mean, it's starting to get to that spot now because the chair is older, and
Right.
I don't know what year this one is. Like this is probably one of their first ones that have been out, so they've
Yeah.
changed them a little bit, and the
Yeah.
foam is different. But I wouldn't trade this chair for nothing.
That's love. Man, what's next for you? What's up
next for me?
Yeah, what are
Nah,
we
I
doing?
mean,
What are your moves?
it's just
You
gonna
be
get.
moving real quiet, so I gotta
I
ask.
try to stay quiet because I mean it's one of those things, bro. You put something out, and somebody wants to hop. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then somebody like, and next thing you know, they got your idea up, and like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, come on, bro.
Big facts.
Because I was even like that with like even my guy. My guy did that. My own like. I mean, I don't want to say like my guy because I'm not super tight with him, but my guy.
Yeah.
Like ScoMo started doing like the different things. I'm like, bro, what? Like I seen the pod, like a podcast type of thing coming from him. Then I seen another one pop up in the Madden community. A couple other guys were doing. I'm like, bro, like what are y'all doing? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like you don't get like you're trying to get mad and be like, yeah, because you gotta still beat me. Like you still gotta do it better than me. Can you do it better than what I'm doing? Can you stay consistent as you said?
This is what they do, man. Listen, as I've always, my wife, because listen, my own flesh and blood, he married into my family, but I still say, right, like you family, you married into my family.
Yeah.
And this guy, I'm talking to a T, tries to be me on the DJ front. Like my wife literally called him a BSU, not me. He copied and pasted word for word off of my website and put it on his website. So I just, you know what I did? I just up and updated my website, made it brand fucking new, and made it something he couldn't afford.
Yeah.
No, my wife always had to tell me because I'd get heated,
bro. Like, but it does because you put the work into it, brother. You know what I mean? We're putting the work in, and if somebody else starts trying to clip it, you're like,
bro.
You come out of nowhere and you're like this, bro. You like.
My wife always, she tells me all the time, she's like, listen, there's two things you got to remember when that happens. Number one, you already have your next steps that you're moving toward.
Right.
Number two, the most sincerest form of flattery is imitation. They just want to be you. They see you being successful and they just want to be you, period.
Or it's that thing where you don't have
she says she was livid.
Like you don't have or it's one of those things where you don't have the big enough following yet for it. Yeah. And they try to grab it when they had the bigger following and blow it up. I'm like, she's like, stop playing.
That's what I get for talking about. Look at her. She in your chat popping off right now.
Yeah, I get it. Like Kevin be out here like this.
Yeah. So no, man, I'm gonna say
me, like I said, me. I mean, it's like me. It's more. It's just coming up with different. Like this show's gonna stay what it is, but like I'm working on another show. It's more of like a round table type of deal where we're discussing different like video games, movies, music, It's gonna be
I
a
love it.
broad. It's gonna be like a broad sense of things where we can just get into everything. Unless like we ain't getting into politics, we're not crossing that line.
Nah,
But
that's a yeah,
we're gonna stay in like a different lane where we can break up like the video games. We can break up just the same routine that a lot of people do and discuss things. Like right now, you have the new systems coming out. You got that news. You got the election kind of coming out. Like you get into it, but you stay out of like the arguments and debate part of it. And just talk about some real life stuff. Like just like you got the Black Lives movement going on, and I'm a huge
right,
supporter of that. You already know that.
right,
Um, and I'm very heavy in it. Like I'm always trying to figure out different stuff inside my community in real life that I can help out and try to maybe adjust things and try to work things.
yeah,
Because I feel like even on that subject, it's one of those things that I feel is that as as a white as a white man that I have to speak up because I don't believe in the way the country works, and I don't believe in how people get judged by color of their skin when your own race does just as bad as a different color. You know what I mean? Like there's like every color has their own issue,
yeah.
and we
Facts.
all
Yeah,
have that, and that's the thing is that somebody gets profiled because they're of a different color, and I'm just not that guy. Like I don't roll that
yeah.
way. Like you know what I
Nope.
mean? And
I mean, anybody that's been blessed to see, I mean, you see my family on the internet, man. Like,
yeah,
I'm not that guy either. Like, I am, as a African American man, I 100% I can just say I appreciate you for that. A, B, I just wanted to be everybody's a goddamn person.
right.
I don't ever
And that's
see,
like that.
you know
Like
what I'm saying?
I'm
Like, I don't ever
small.
see any of that.
I'm a
So,
small dude on a monster platform, but it doesn't mean my voice can't be used for something positive. You know what I mean? I mean, look at just this year, like even with the suicide stuff. You know what I mean? Look at the production that did in it. It's his third year where we've never been under $1,000 since I started it, even when I was first started, and I started back in November of 2017, towards the end of November. So I'm coming up on 3 years, and at that time I was little. I might have had 365 followers at that time and still raise $1,000. And that's the thing is the goal is like I keep telling people like it don't matter how small you are, you get it only takes a couple people to hear you and to make your
right.
message travel. And that's the thing is like Miss Lauren, she knows how I am. Like I don't care. Like I'm
That's
popping, bro. Like I
actually
don't
like
play the games.
no cap. Lauren is actually how I found you. So you were actually, I found her. I don't remember how I found Lauren. I don't remember, but I remember that I found you through Lauren because you guys were constantly chilling in Discord together.
Yeah, yeah. That's our
So
thing. We like
like,
to just kick it, man.
right. So I do 100% remember that though. Like I was like, oh yeah, this dude is like he's chill. I remember that, and so then yeah, I immediately was like, all right, let me follow this cat. And yeah, I'm similar to you. I kind of move silently. You know what I'm saying? Because look, at the end of the day, uh, I don't want to be doing what you're doing, and you don't need
Right.
to be doing what I'm doing. You know what
Right,
I'm
a
saying?
hundred
Like
percent, and
I'm
that
not trying to. You might have some great ideas, right? But I'm never gonna just take something without talking to you.
right.
I like anybody who's that I'm doing maybe similar. So like the marbles thing. Like I talked to Jay before I did it. Do I use it a lot? No, but have I used it a handful of times to do like giveaways? Like I stepped it out of just let's run marbles races in the background to okay, cool. We'll do marbles races because that's a cool, fun, interactive way to do giveaways
Yeah, yeah,
versus everybody just using like the stream bot or using the new thing. What is it? The lock tools
yeah.
with
The monster.
animations and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So like so I was like, let me try that, and I have a couple different ideas that I've got for some giveaway stuff coming up. It's just hard when you have, this is not a flex, but when you got all them damn people in there from EA, like
Yeah,
there's only so many things that I can do that even allow me to utilize, so like the marbles, I can't use that for EA. I can use it for my own, but I can't
yeah.
use it for EA because
Can't get enough
it
people on the
maxes
board.
you. Right, it maxes you at 1,000, and that's only on certain maps. So, like any of the smaller, quicker maps, you can't even get 1,000. So I was like, well, this ain't gonna work. But no, man, it's definitely it's fun, man. It's cool. Like I love what you're doing. I'm like I said, I'm a huge fan of Get Sticky. Your episode with DK might be my favorite episode to date because you guys were really hitting it hard and like
Yeah.
saying truth. Like people sometimes don't like to hear the truth, and like that's what it is.
Yeah,
Like
that's me though. That's always how I am. Like I'm not
yeah,
afraid to. I'm not afraid, bro.
yeah,
And I think that's what kind of kills me sometimes with EA is because I'm not afraid.
right,
Like
right,
I'm gonna say how I feel and how I feel it and when I feel it. And like like I've had people come in here because I when I'm not on this screen, I have Black Lives Matter up in the corner all the time. It's
yeah,
in all my videos. It's in all of it. And uh I've had people come in here and question it and everything. I'm just like, bro, like I'm not. Don't come at me because I'm educated. Like I'm
yeah,
educated in Black history. I'm educated with all that stuff. Like it's a big thing to me. Like I'm not your typical white dude that don't know his shit. Like,
right,
you know what I mean? Like I know. Like like I said, I put it in perspective for them. They sit here and talk shit. I'm like, look, bro,
right,
like who took care of a white person's family back in the day? The
yeah,
mom, the black woman took care. She took care of She took care of them, the kids. She took care of cooking. She took care of cleaning. Not that white woman that was upstairs laying down while she was doing all the work. Who took
right,
care of the farm? Who did all the repairs on the houses and all that?
right,
Not a white man. They took
yeah,
the fucking credit for it, but they didn't do all the work. And that's
yeah,
why I try to put it down to them. That's why they tried to keep most African American men and women uneducated
yeah,
because they didn't want them to go over the top and be able to do what they did because they were smart, intelligent people. And
yeah.
that's what
I
I try.
mean,
That's why I try to tell them like, why you think man? Why you think African American made air conditioner? He was tired of being fucking hot.
yeah,
Like I try to tell them like people just I come at them with like it's just I hate it how it is. Like even my kids like I think that was probably one of the hardest parts of this year and the whole COVID thing when all the riots broke out and just understand what was going on because like when we drove over, like we're not far from like the capital of Pennsylvania. Like we're maybe
okay,
5 minutes, and we're in that thing. So it's kind of hard to avoid that stuff when it's going on, like because cars are backed up on the thing and like the kids are asking questions. And I'm very transparent with my kids, you know what I mean? And
right,
and being that they're 10 and 8 years old, you got to kind of put it in perspective. And my daughter, my oldest, I love her to death, like, cause she's so much like me, and she is a Black History goon.
mm,
At 10 years old, like she just taught me something today. I didn't even know. I was like,
right,
whoa! I was like, go ahead, girl. And I mean, she's into it. Like, if you go in her room, she has a whole assortment of these Martin Luther King books. She's got like Harriet Tubman books. She's got Rosa Parks stuff. Like she's got all that. And now I didn't even teach that to her. That was just
yeah,
her just jumped on it. And I think like that was like when I had to sit them down because they're asking questions and everything, I had to break it down and realize like because like I said, my daughter, my oldest, her best friend is a little African American girl. And so is my youngest. Both like have friends Puerto Rican, all of that. And I'm like, look, I'm gonna explain something to you. I know it's gonna be hard to comprehend and understand what's going on. I said, but there's a lot of mean people. There's a lot of ugliness in the world. And I said, one day you're going to be with your friend. Somebody's going to say some really, really hurtful, ignorant things to them. And I said, just do me the biggest favor is don't stay silent. I said, do not allow that to happen. Step in front of that and you take all that. I said, you don't allow it. And like this, have to sit there and talk to an 8-year old and a 10-year old like that. It was actually tough, man. Like it was just like, man, this is really the world we're living in right now. And I mean, we comprehended it a lot easier because
yeah,
it's been going on for so long and we've dealt it for so long. They've only been on the earth for 8 and 10 years and never have experienced because I don't teach
right,
it. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, I mean, as ignorant as it sounds, though, it's like it blows my mind when people are like that. It's not taught. Like my daughter not even 2 yet, bro. Like she's 2 in November, right?
Mm-hmm.
We went to the park, the biggest park in the town the other day, and she didn't give
God,
two
they don't.
hex who you are, you know? She giving you a hug if you're gonna give it to her. She's damn near giving you a kiss if you're gonna give it to her. Like she just loves everybody. You know what I'm saying? So when people come to me, like me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Quick story. Okay, whatever. Probably shouldn't throw all this information out there, but y'all don't really know me, but you
Nah,
know
you're
me, right?
good. You're good.
I made some bad decisions back in the day, right? So I have a rap sheet, okay? But when I get, then people are like, oh, well, he deserved to die because of his, he was wanted for this and that and got charged for this and that. And so I genuinely turn to people and I go, you want to know something funny about me? Did you know that I was X, Y, and Z and that I'm a felon? So you're telling me right now, if I got pulled over by a cop, I deserve to die? And then they look at you, well,
But
so why
like,
is
just
my
because
life
somebody,
any different than
yeah,
his
like
life?
I mean,
He wasn't even doing anything wrong at the time. That's what blows my mind about it too. Like, yes, she called, but he was simply trying to give her some paperwork that they actually needed because they were actually going through a court trial.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And she didn't get it through the mail. And so he said he would take it over there to her and let her know why it was, what it was, X, Y, and Z. Okay. All of that other nonsense about the knife and this and that, I don't care. I don't care because I don't think any man that is driving around with his children is thinking about getting in an interaction that's going to put his children's lives at danger. I don't give a damn what type of person you are. Real talk. Because if you're not going to if you're not going to be the one that puts your child's lives in danger, you're certainly not going to let somebody else do it. You
yeah.
know what I mean? And so, and then the George Floyd thing, well, I mean, whatever. There was 3 or 4 of them, and at any given time, somebody could have moved them, so you're all at fault. It is what it is. I don't really
Mm.
care. You all saw it, and you all just kind of let it happen, and whatever,
Yeah,
So,
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. It's like nobody's, regardless if you're a felon or not. Like it don't mean like I mean you could change. You could have been on the road to changing your life and everything and doing it differently. Like I mean, like you have. I mean, you've apparently changed from what you used to do, and that's saying, oh, because he used to do this, he's gonna do it again. Like no, people can change. People can go a different direction, and that's what's wrong with. I think that's what really what's wrong with our society is people are either held back from being able to change or like especially like it's hard. Like, it's hard. Like even the guys that really want to change that come out and that might be felons, it's hard to get a job. It's hard for them to get in that direction. And then people wonder why. Oh, why do you go back to that? Oh, he couldn't make money the real way. Like why he went back to making the money this way.
yeah, I mean, it's hard. Obviously, I lived it, but, it's doable.
Yeah, it's
There are
possible.
plenty of places, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say whatever. It is a double bladed sword, right?
Yep.
And so it's part of the reason why, like I'm an advocate for a lot of the programs and giving a person work release versus just letting them sit there and not be able to further anything. They know that they made a mistake 9 times out of 10. If they're showing you inside that they are trying to better themselves, give them opportunities to better themselves. Give them opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that more places need to have connections with local, uh, you know, here's a way how you boom the American economy, whoever our next president is. Make it a point to have this incarceration system work out with not work out with local agencies, whether it's factories or manual labor or whatever, to build that trust in these guys, teach these ladies and gentlemen something, give them a reason to once you get out to be better,
Right.
period. Because this is what you do. You go, okay, you got out. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah, that's
And nobody's doing anything for
I
them.
think that's one of the things that really like irritated me is that when they had school where they can get their GEDs in jail and stuff like that. Like I thought that was a blessing in disguise for some people. You know what I mean? give them some sense of hope and direction. That hey, look, I don't have to be stuck in the game. I don't have to be stuck in where I live. Like, you know what I mean? Like some people get brought up in those in not great places, or their parents didn't really put forth the effort into
Right.
where they lived, and it's not the kid's fault. And
Yeah.
but I always say at the age of 18, you have that's when your life starts. That's when you
Yeah.
get to choose what you do with your life. Your parents have
Yeah.
no more control of what you do with your life.
Yeah.
And so that's one of my big things is like it's what you want to do. Like either you gonna go get it or you're gonna fumble like it because there's not much out here to help you
Yeah.
if you don't want to do things the hard way, which is usually the right way. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's never easy doing it right. I mean, you're gonna go through money struggles. You're gonna go through food on the table struggles. Like
It's crazy.
it's
It is
easy.
crazy, boy. You thought life was hard in high school. Just wait.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
That's
know,
what I'm saying.
I'm
Like
32 years old right now, and there's not a day go by that I look at my daughter and I'm like, damn, what I would do to be in your shoes right now.
right. That's what
You
I
know what
try
I'm
to tell
saying?
my
Like,
kids. My kids be like, "Oh, I gotta clean my room, boo." I said, "Look, I wish
you
I
don't
had to be
even know.
told to clean my room."
Okay. I wish I had to only clean my room.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I wish I didn't have to worry about putting
Man,
clothes on your back and shoes on your
no.
feet and food on the table.
You know how much, man, I would be a 3-time Madden belt champion
I
if
wish,
this
like, honestly, I wish there was
okay.
a way to see this as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I wish there was something that school taught, like, to have you kind of prepared for adult life.
That's the other thing that kills me, but that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. But yeah, stuff that they teach you in high school and in college for what? I can tell you that I use very minimal of any of that stuff today.
Right,
Very minimal.
right. And that's what
I'm
I'm
highly
saying.
successful without it. And I know people even more successful than myself that use none of it. So
Well,
it's
I
just,
mean, if you want to get into that one, I mean, look at Bill Gates.
yeah,
He
you know,
never went to college.
here's what you need to know. Every big billionaire tech company all started in a garage. And how did it start in a garage? Because these fools was not going to class.
Let's not tell
Straight
our
up.
kids that. Kids, do not listen
Yeah.
to that. You go to
Oh
school.
yeah. Go to school.
Get good grades.
School is great. Don't hate. I'm not hating, but just understand I am huge on the fact that there are other opportunities.
On the weekend, kids, you guys can spend time in the garage.
Yeah. And do them push-ups. I'm gonna come and get you recruited. Don't worry.
Nice. Yeah, that's one thing I'll never do again. Never,
Military?
never. I went to go do it, and they kept changing my basic training date,
Oh, that's wild.
I just had enough, bro.
You didn't get recruited by me because your ass would have been on the plane the day that I told you.
I wish like not because like I had my mind so focused. You know, I mean, it takes a little bit mentally for your
Yeah.
family, for you to get in that mind frame. You about to get your ass whooped, you and you don't even know it. Like you're getting ready. Like I already knew I knew what was coming because I had a military uncle, and my uncle was in the Navy, so I got military all around me, and so I'm just like I know what's coming. I'm getting ready to get. We about to get disciplined. But I was already in like so I was already ahead of the game because I got raised by my uncle, which is military. So I got disciplined like that. So that's how like I was already a little ahead of the game, but I had my mind right. Like I'm like, well, my family did it, so it's gotta be the right move, you know what I mean? And I had my head set. My mom was not having it. Like she was so against it. But I'm 18. Can't tell me what to do no more. My life. So I went and did that, and they're like, "Okay, you're gonna leave here." That day came. They're like, "Oh, we had to push it back, blah blah blah. Something happened." I'm like, "Really?" Okay. So then that date comes, and they pushed it the third time. I said,
Too much.
I'm not going. I'm not
Too
doing
much.
shit.
Too much.
You playing with my emotions, playing with my mental state. I said, I can't keep going back and forth getting set for this. And then you got my mom. You ain't gonna make my mom crazy. Ain't gonna happen. I was like, y'all have a good day. And that was the end of it. I never even attempted again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, I hear you, bro. I hear you. It is I loved it. 7 strong years in the
yeah, see, my uncle and my my uncle and my mom's brother, my other uncle, they both retired from it. Like they had, I think I want to say my uncle, not the one I was raised by, but my other one. Yeah, I want to say he had good 20, 30 years in that shit.
There's a very large chance that I would have, but my wife wanted nothing to do with the military, and I'm not mad about it at all because I love my wife every day, all day. But yeah, it's a possibility. I really enjoyed it while I was in there, and I really enjoyed the recruiting front, and just yeah, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. So, but no, man, it's yeah, it's just great what you do. Like I said, on your platform and how you handle yourself and everything that you speak out about is whether it's mental health is huge, especially coming from men
Yeah.
because you know it's a
We're not ones that usually speak out, bro.
it's stigmatized. You know, it's like unfortunately when it comes to like sexual assault in women, you know, it's stigmatized.
Yeah.
So um, I appreciate you for that. The Black Lives Matter thing, you know, hey, I have you know lived that black life every day. So yeah,
I get
and
it.
that matters. So I ain't even gonna get on my soapbox on that. But my thoughts on Michael Vick and Dion tomorrow is I enjoy it. I'm happy about it.
I would
I
have
don't have
rather seen somebody other than Dion, but Michael Vick, yeah, I'm cool with
yeah.
that.
What's crazy is I'm not going to use it because I suck with left-handed quarterbacks.
See,
So
I'm nasty with the lefty. Like people be like, "How you dotting it up like that?"
my whole brain don't even allow for that to happen. I tried last year, but last year, I was throwing picks on top of picks on top of picks because I kept throwing across my body.
I wonder if they give him escape artist right off the rip.
Yeah, Lamar had it, didn't he? They said
No,
Lamar had it.
Lamar
Yeah, he did.
didn't. Lamar didn't get it until his second one. So he got that upgrade off the MVP guy or
Oh,
whatever
right,
it was.
right. Am I using A50s? You got it. You like them? They're kind of crispy.
Hey, I don't even know what the hell they're called anymore. They're a
Yours are clean though. I like yours.
minor oh, what the fuck are they called? They are called they're Corsair. I forget what
Yeah,
they're
of course.
called,
Yeah,
Urcharusos or some
yeah,
shit like
something
that.
like that. They're nice. Nice.
Second
Uh,
one.
Chat about to get some more exclusive news. You ready? Smee's about to get some exclusive news on his
My
own show.
own show.
On your own show. You
All right,
ready?
yeah, I'm ready.
I'm finna join Let's Get Sticky, man. I'm
All
excited to
right.
be a part of that. Yeah,
So
I'm ready to be a
I'll
part of this.
break this out a little bit if you want to accept this one. Are you available Sunday?
What time?
Just for like it's early in the morning. Go quick banger. Like from like 10 to like 11:30.
Yeah, I could be there.
Well, then you can get on the show for fantasy breakdown.
Let's do it. I'm there. Let's do it. I'm
We'll break
there.
that in, and then I'm gonna you accept. Let me go in here and your invite over to your egg. Get your email with it, and the rest is up. I can't do anything. So it's gonna. He gotta change this. Gotta get that thing. Take
Schuler
this.
Bob. What's up, Schuler Bob? How are you, man? Schuler Bob, another old head that I like. Not to sound rude, Schuler, but I like your content, man. You're fun. You're fun. You're also high energy like me. I see a lot of myself in Schuler Bob.
It depends where he's at right there. Like if he's lit, then you gotta get him when he's lit. Sometimes when he does the drinking streams, boy. Woo, my man be killing me sometimes. I'm like, yo,
Yeah, he's teed up. When he's teed up, he is teed
yeah,
up.
he's done with that. That's all good though. I like it. It's all gotta go that way.
Big facts.
All got. Why am I typing in cats, bro? There's only like one of him on here. Like, stop. Just playing with me.
99% sober, done wonders for my mentals.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Everybody, man, I feel you. I feel you.
Hey, we all got our thing. We got to fight. Damn sure. Should be there. You should have it. Should be in your
I don't
email.
even know. Oh, it's in my email. Is that how that works?
Yeah, it'll go to your whatever emails to your Twitch. Yep.
Gotcha.
So when's the wife coming on the stream?
Hello, somebody. Say it again.
Mine comes on here and takes over my stream sometimes. I think my stream likes my mom, my wife more.
Yeah, I'm actually working on getting a. So when that new Call of Duty drops, I told her she's got to, because we're gonna do couple zombies. I think I'm gonna do.
I can't play zombies, bro. I can't get into zombies.
I can with her. You know what I'm saying? If it means that I can get her behind the camera and
you in it.
So
get 2 cameras, one for her and one for you.
Nah, I got a couple extra C920s laying around, so we'll see.
There you go.
But,
log one up, then you just make 2 different display captures. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's
that's why I kind of wish I would have kept my C922 though, because I'd like to get it on here and actually do like
I almost sold one.
Do like a red table, you know what I mean? Like me instead of Will and Jada, it's Mrs. Smee and Mr. Smee, kind of get what it's like to be like a streamer's wife.
Yeah.
On Let's Get Sticky. That's one of my things I want to do. I just gotta get I gotta get another camera. Unless I can feed it, I could probably feed it. I don't know if I could feed it from I'd have to plug it into my PC and see if I get the feed from my phone.
Right. I feel you on that. No, yeah, she so it's coming. She is definitely going to be
Did Twitch get the wires closed? Yo, I'm telling you, like my wife hated it. Like when I talk about like she hated this shit. Hated it at first. And then she just seen what it does for me, and then she's seen that like the money like coming in, and she's seen just the avenues of like how like my mind works and the creativeness coming from it. Like it kind of like changed things. Yeah, that was when I was getting frustrated. She was doing the editing from when I was trying to clip some stuff and cut stuff, and my mind was just fried from trying to learn the program, and she already messes with some of that stuff. So
gotcha.
And she was like,
Got you. I feel you. No, man, it's in the works. Mrs. That Dude Dev will be on the stream sooner than y'all think. Trust me.
So now, what's the game plan for the new systems? Since you got both of them, are you buying 2 games, like the same game for each system?
So I did that a lot this generation. I'm not do that next generation. I will do a better job. I've got a pretty nice Club Dub has a pretty nice Discord following so far, and I'll actually let that dictate, especially like my multiplayer games. I'll let that dictate where I buy what, so that way I can continue to implement the community. Obviously now get sticky, depending on what move. Well, you seem to be purely Xbox, yeah.
I'll have. No, I'm more PS4. I'm PS4 guy. Yeah. But it was one of those things. So the funny thing about that happened with that is that I had a guy, which I'm still good friends with and stuff like that. He just got a lot going on with his marriage and craziness. Right. And he wanted to play the games with me. And at that time, my PC could play some games, but he was on the Xbox. He was playing Xbox and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, I ain't got it. And he was like, bro, look, I want to play the game with you. I got an extra one. I'll send you it. I'm like, bro, nah, you ain't got to send it. He's like, nah, just drop me your address. I got it. And I'm like, I mean, you hear that? You're like, nobody's going to send you that. Like, I was new. Like, so I was new kind of like, and I was like, nobody's sending me that. What's up, dude? My little man just came in the door. What's good, buddy?
What's up, bud? What's good?
Why you got your mask on, dude?
Mommy is sick.
Oh, mommy's sick, so you don't want to get sick. You got her sick.
No.
Oh, what a little buddy.
This is LJ. This is the third.
I'm not sick no more.
So some of the cool thing about him and me and my dad, right, is my birthday. So my dad starts it off. My dad's birthday, January 21st. Mine's August 21st. His is November 21st.
That's awesome.
In complete order, we all have the same name. I'm the junior and he's the third, and it goes in complete order like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, that is sweet.
I've never seen that ever. Like I don't know any way like that.
Nah, the coolest thing that we have is my daughter and my wife are all 2 weeks apart. So I'm October 26th. My daughter is November 9th, and then my wife is November 25th.
Jeez.
So we got that 2 weeks right there. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, like it's one of those things is when you get it, like I said, my wife hated this stuff when like it's crazy. Now she's all for it. She just like she don't bug and press no more. And like when I go live, she'll go upstairs. I'm like, you don't gotta go upstairs. You can stay right here. Like, she's like, nah, just give you your space so you can get loud, do whatever the hell you want. And
yeah.
But it's one of those things. Is like it's just all about having fun with it and getting everything in. Like I think the hardest part was like getting the balance into it.
Yeah,
figuring that stuff out.
It is. It's hard. And you know what? The other thing, speaking of balance, was I needed when I was getting into this, I was like, man, I can't stream when other people stream. I can't stream when other people stream.
You have
That's
to.
A lie. That's a lie because I don't necessarily want that person's crowd, right? I want to bring my own crowd, right? I want my own brand of loyalty. I want my own fit for the club dub. You know what I mean? So it's cool. And now, the biggest, if there's any advice I can give anybody out there that might be a new streamer or thinking about streaming, is the same advice I would give you if you were going on a health journey, the same advice I would give you if you were going on a career journey, a mental journey. Get out of your own way. Legitimately, there is nothing in this world that can stop you
but yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, I stay on those same words. That's what's funny. I literally just said this to my wife the other day, and I think I actually said it on the stream the other day too. I'm like, look, the only thing is stopping anybody is yourself. Like, nobody can stop you from doing what you want to do. Like, nobody.
Amazing, but understand that it is not detrimental and it is not necessary to be successful. You will be successful if you have the ability to adapt, the ability to overcome, and the ability to believe in yourself. That's the only three things you need.
And that's the
three things, you will be successful in whatever it was, because just as much as everything else is subjective, success is subjective. Because your level of success is different than my level of success, is different than my wife's level of success, is different than Smee's level of success. Because you're reaching a different goal than I am, and I'm reaching a different goal than you are, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, on that part, I mean, I look at it this way: is when I got my wife, she wasn't in a good spot, and I had to become like that backbone. You know what I mean? I had to become that backbone and let her know, look, there's a different way of life. There's different things you can do. You are smart enough to do these things and get past all of this. And she really grabbed it once I got it. Like I showed her, like I love you. You know what I mean? Like I showed her that I'm real love. I'm a ride with her, and she don't got to worry about nothing. And she took off. Now that she didn't even have a high school diploma. Now she got what almost, I believe, almost 4 or 5 degrees.
That's amazing.
And that's a 12-year span. She got when she's done in school now, I think she'll have a double master's, bachelor's, associates, and some other shit. Like amazing. I'm like, it's crazy. And like I don't think any of her siblings graduated. I don't think any of them have a degree in anything. Like she's like the first one. And I'm like,
I look at it, like I said, man, I'm not even going to call them mistakes, right? I made choices, because the mistake is something that is an accident that I also very, very minimally believe actually happened. But I made choices when I was younger that made my path a little bit more difficult. But I assure you, in this America, if I can make it, you can make it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, and that's a big speak, because like her upbringing was ass. Like, I mean, real bad. And she completely went opposite. Like, I mean, she ran into the same stuff that her family gets into. Like her family went through, did all that stuff. But she came out and like, now. Like people are like, oh, like some of her family, like, oh, you think you're better? You think you're no? She's like, no, I just put that dumb shit behind me and wanted to live a different life and not continue the strand of what you guys keep tending to do.
Yeah.
And that's all it really is. And that's why I try to tell her, I'm like, if people look at you like that, let them look at you. You're gonna get judged regardless. Like no matter what you do in life, you're gonna get judged regardless. If you're successful, if you're doing something that somebody else isn't doing, you get judged. It doesn't matter what color you are, don't matter what you do, you're getting judged. Somebody's gonna have something to say about it. And like to me, like you can say anything you want about me, have at it. You have an opinion in life. You're allowed to have an opinion. Do I give a shit what your opinion is? No.
No,
like I'm 100% like, nah, I don't really care. Like if you don't like me, that's you. Is the reason why you don't like me is because I either spit some real shit that you couldn't handle, or you just weren't ready for somebody being real and giving it to you. You know what I mean? Like, or you didn't take that time. You didn't take that time to get to know who I really was. You know what I mean? And find out who the real person was. You thought I was just some asshole spitting something and not really listening. Like listening, you heard something. I always say there's two different things. My wife didn't believe me on this. Then she looked it up, and some psychologist or somebody helped prove me right. I'm like, you can hear somebody or you can listen to somebody. You know what I mean? Which hearing somebody is you grasp it, but do you let it sink in? No, it's usually in one ear and out the other. When you listen to somebody, you give them your undivided attention and you suck in what they're giving you and you try to adapt to their information.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to tell. She didn't believe me. She looked it up. She goes, "You're right." I was like, you got to take that with. I was like, yeah.
There's always people will always hear you. You can always speak.
Yeah.
But whether or not people listen to you is a completely different,
game
conversation. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, man. And what you want to do is you want to always surround yourself with people that will listen to you, because those are the people that will help you and the people that will not let you hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%
can help you, and they will also make sure that you don't hurt you.
Yep.
That's who you want to surround yourself with. And that was one of the biggest things, like, not to get all sappy on stream or whatever, but it don't matter, right?
Yeah.
The biggest reason why I fell in love with my wife. Now, she's beautiful. Don't get it twisted. And I'll never say anything different because it's always beautiful woman I've ever laid eyes on. Okay?
Yeah, you say anything different, she coming through that back door at the baseball bat.
Never.
It's gone.
Funny story. My wife was actually a customer at my last job. So she was actually a customer. She needed to get an iPhone, and I was able to be there when she needed to get said iPhone. And there has not been a day since 6 years later that we haven't spoken to one another.
That's crazy.
I fell in love with my wife literally a week and a half after meeting her, because I, knowing how the world is and things like that, and kind of could sense that things were going to be getting kind of serious, wanted her to know up front, like, hey, I need you to know that if for whatever reason I lose this job, or if for whatever reason we need to do things to where I need to move and get a different job, like, it's going to be difficult because I am a felon, X, Y, and Z. Yeah. My wife looks at me and is like, you went to jail? Like that on TV. Like, she didn't even care, bro. Like, she was more interested in like asking questions about like the experience of it all.
Do they really have cockroaches that run through there? Is there mice?
Is it really a slop line? Like, is it really that bad? Like she cared more
it's really that bad.
cared more about that than she actually did like what I did or how I ended up there or any of that. That's later. You know, she was like, oh, well, I guess I should know that just in case you were a murderer. But like, know the SVU had, she wanted to know more about the actual experience and blah, blah, blah than anything else. Like, I was like, oh, I love this woman. Because clearly she could see that I wasn't that dude, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I was that dude, but I wasn't that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't even care. She's like, no, nothing about that even. Like, she's like, had you never told me, I would have never believed it. Because that's not how I present myself. That's not, you know, I made a bad decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
decision, got caught, and owned up to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the other thing. Like, again, let me jump on the soapbox and jump off. A lot of the times, not most of these recent times, obviously, but a lot of the times that this brutality is happening, I want to say to a degree, not all of it, but probably more than we would like to admit, people ask for it. Because on all the occasions that I've been arrested, 2 of them, the cops didn't even handcuff me because I didn't pose any threat. I wasn't going to be flying off of my rockers or any of that nonsense, right? I got pepper sprayed one time, and that was only because I did have a weapon in my hand. So I understood that, right? And I have a hard time believing, because I have police in my family, or had police in my family. I know police very well, very good friends with a lot of them. And even with the bad apples that are on some of these units, that is not the vast majority of what's going on. And the vast majority of what's going on is people aren't listening.
It's media, man. Media spins what they want, man.
True, but still, the vast majority of what we see is people not listening. And yeah, at that point, if you're not going to listen, I mean, it's no different. You come into my house or you come at me sideways, I'm going to tell you to stop. Smee's going to tell you to stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You come at anybody sideways, we're going to tell you to stop. And if you don't stop, guess what? We're going to drop your ass.
It's gonna...
Same thing. But they just feel like the police shouldn't do it so aggressive. But if it was me, Schuler, Smee, my wife will drop your ass. Low key. Like, I'm still trying to get a little heavy chested with some people. Like that's what, like, so more often than not, like, people just need to chill, listen, okay? They're people of the law for a reason. Like, even if you think you're in the wrong, don't make a situation worse by getting heated. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to just chill out and assess the situation. Emotions get high, tempers flare, and then if you do something stupid, they're going to make sure that you don't do something stupid that could hurt somebody or hurt yourself. So yeah, they're going to get a little aggressive. But like I said, man, I've been arrested 3 whole ass times, okay? And 2 of them, they came knocking my door in. And none of those times did any sort of real serious physical altercations need to be happening. And so I know for a fact from experience that if you just listen, you're probably going to be okay 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing is, like, you hit listen. Listen is probably a huge thing, because most of the stuff you see, motherfuckers ain't listening. Their mouth
Big time.
and that's the thing.
And they want to talk about, he slammed me to the ground. Well, yeah, you didn't get down when he told you to get down for 10 goddamn minutes.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just, it's just one of those things. Like, I think we're just in that generation where they don't, like, people just don't think they gotta listen to anything, or they're above everything. You know what I mean? And
wow, Kels coming in here with the savagery.
And then you got the thing is, like, what drives me crazy is you got the things like the media. The media drives me crazy.
Oh, the media, they just, such a joke. It's entertainment. Okay,
they spin it. They spin. All they do is put what they need you to see to make everything stay divided. And like, people are fucking clueless.
They work for the government.
Yeah.
The media works for the government, and if you think otherwise, you're ignorant. That's why I don't watch the news. You'll never.
I don't watch the news at all either.
You want to know the last time I watched the news? Like, no cap, 9/11.
Yeah, I'm not even lying. That might be the last time I watched it too.
Like, no cap, 9/11. Because I'm not going to watch the news, because I'm not going to let you spin the jargon or whatever you want. I'm going to read articles. I do a lot of reading on my phone. Let me preface that. I'm not old school. I don't buy a paper. I got plus, like, probably everybody else in America. And is one I heard. Quit your crying, or I'll give you something to cry about, is one I heard. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh, and my mom said, sit down and shut up. Shut you up.
No, one of my favorite ones now that I do is, like, I don't play with my kids. I try to teach my kids to be humble and just accept what they get. Like, sometimes they might not get what you exactly want, but if it's close enough, be humble with it. Or if somebody spends a lot of money on something, you don't really like it, shut your mouth and be humble about it. Just accept what you got and be grateful. And my thing is, one of my things is like, if they're not, I'll take that bitch right outside and smash it.
Yeah,
I'm
see,
I'm like, now be humble. Now you don't have it. There's nothing more to cry about. There's nothing more to complain that you don't like it no more. I throw it straight in the trash too. My wife be like, "What are you doing, man? Like somebody just paid all that money." Nah, hey, want to be humble? That trash.
yeah, it's crazy. I know, I know that I'm gonna struggle with that with my daughter because right now at 2, she's got me kind of ranting.
You got it. Like, look, all my kids got me. Like, all my
Yeah.
kids got me. But
I think it'll change when they get older, right? Because it gets easier, right?
no,
Because then,
no, it gets harder.
oh damn,
It's worse. It's worse as they get older because they want more expensive shit.
oh no, you were supposed to say it gets easier because
Nah,
then
bro. No.
you're supposed to be like Bernie Mac. I hit a kid in the throat. My parents are super tough love like that. Like I definitely like you knew it. Like Christmas, you got that thing, right? But you had to work and be good all year to get that thing.
Yeah.
And so as long as she's a good kid, like 9 times out of 10, she's gonna be spoiled. But if she is a little hellion, which we haven't had up
I
to
mean, don't get me wrong. Like when I say that, don't like. I say it as like I try to make them learn to respect things. Like if somebody comes, like if somebody buys you something, you don't like it, you don't say it. Just take this shit to your room, put it away.
yeah, like you're not sitting
Don't sit there and pout. I don't like this or that's not exactly what I wanted because I'm gonna smash it. I'm gonna break that shit, and you ain't gonna have it.
nothing, right? Then you got
And
nothing.
that is my game. That is what I do. Like I remember my uncle did that shit to me because I forget what it was. It was something to do with the system. It was one of the systems, and it wasn't the one I wanted. I believe it was like it was. They got me the PS1 when the PS2 came out.
Oh, you mean like all of these kids that are about to get Xbox One X's?
Yeah. So I'm over there and I'm like, I don't want this thing. It's not what I asked for. Blah, blah, blah. My uncle took that shit straight out in the road and said, whoosh, smashed it. Brand new. Brand new, never used. Just smashed it. He said, now you ain't got nothing. And I was like, after that day, I was like, you know what? Shut my fucking mouth.
What it was for me was I know, like, remember when dinos were the dope bikes back in the day?
Yeah, I had one of them. I had a silver one. It was blue. It had black mags on it, pegs, everything.
I had the dope green one.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember the green one, but I wanted the blue one because I was a blue guy.
Bro, I got the green one, and I'll never forget it. I was coming home from hanging out at a buddy's house, and I'm talking, they whooped my ass, 6 dudes deep, right? And at this time,
That shit.
that was the first time I was in a fight. Oh, dude, beat the brakes off me, and yep, took it. And we called the police or whatever, and they ended up finding it like 2 weeks later. They had spray painted it yellow and like tore it all up and everything like that. And the cop comes rolling it up to the door. And that was actually when I learned, like, damn, like, this could be worse, right? Because at least I got the bike back. And if I put in the effort and clean it up, like, my bike will be fine. Like, did it suck having all that yellow and doing all of that work with the paint thinner and then doing, yes, but I had my bike back, and that was what was important. So like that was how I learned that lesson. I was never one to like, whatever, shit on a gift that somebody gave me, but like when they took it away from me and then I was pissed about the way that it came back to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was when it was like, okay, wait a minute. You should just be happy that you got it back because just 2 days ago you didn't even have it.
Right.
And there was no way we were going to get it again because, we weren't.
Those things are expensive.
Yeah, they were like $500.
Fuck yeah, I remember that. I think we paid I want to say it was like $420 for that bike.
Yeah, and so like,
you had to get them. You couldn't buy them in Walmart. You had to go to official bike store when bike stores are around.
Yeah. So like I remember, and I just remember like that was how I learned that lesson. Was like, damn, I could be mad that I got it back, and it was a little, it took a little bit TLC. So mine ended up chrome like yours, the way that I wanted it, but it ended up that way.
Hey,
I had my bike back and it worked, and it was, the only thing I had to do was go buy a new chain and buy one, a set of pegs, because they had scuffed up my pegs or whatever when I jumped off of it. So like
yeah.
and so that's how I learned that. So I just hope that, like, with my daughter right now, like when she's being bad, like she'll be like, Mickey, and I'll be like, no, we're not watching any Mickey. You get no Mickey because you're being a bad girl. And so I'll be like, are you gonna be a good girl? And she'll be like, okay. And then she does it. She gives you a big hug and a kiss, and she goes and sits down and she beats a big girl, and we watch Mickey. But when she's got her temper tantrums and stuff like that, hell no.
Nah, we already taught my 4-year-old. He's like emotional. He's not me. Like he looks like you've seen him. We look almost identical.
Oh, yeah,
And like he's not me. He's soft. Still soft. He's still like he got that mama boy thing in him, and he got the softness to him. I'm not like that at all. Like I'm like he start crying for no reason. I'm like, you better stop crying. You better pull that lip up. You better suck them tears back. Like,
that's what I told my
he be like
wife.
this. He be like, all right, Dad.
Yep. That's what I told her.
And if he can't, I'll be like, don't. I don't want to hear that. Don't, get from me right now. And he'll run to his room. Like he'll get it under control. He'll go to his room, scream or something. Like that's your space. Go ahead, let it out. Get it out. But when you come back out here, I don't want to hear no crying. I don't want to see no snot bubbles. I don't want to see nothing. I want to see you pull your head up and put your chin up and come back out and redo it. And that's how I am with them. And most of my kids, like my daughter, she got an issue with like Discord, and she don't know how to go do other things and whatnot. So my thing is now I got in there. We have control of Discord. I'm like, look, you need to pick four of these Discords that you could be in.
Yeah.
That's not fair. Yes, it is. You know why it's fair?
Discord like that.
Exactly. I was like, you don't even need to be on Discord. I say, you want to argue? I'll take the whole thing away. I don't like Discord as a parent for a kid, but that's where she talks to. She does like her little cosplay stuff in there, and
that's what's up. Yeah.
Got a little acting server, and it allows her to talk to her friends because we don't have a house phone. We have cell phones.
Yes.
So it allows her to talk to her friends from school and stuff like that. So I have it like that, and I'm like, look, you want to keep going? We're gonna take it down to where you only can talk to your friends, and you ain't gonna be in no other Discord.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, what are you looking forward to out of these new systems? These new systems are crazy coming out.
The biggest thing I'm looking forward to is not getting one on release day, even though I've got pre-orders for both.
Let me guess. Did you go to Amazon.com?
No, actually, I didn't. My PlayStation is from GameStop, and my Xbox is from Walmart.
So how are you not getting your games on the release?
Because we already know how this is going to play out. This is going to be like the Wii all over again.
Oh my God! Please, no! Don't say that. Don't put that juju out there.
No, we'll see. PlayStation has actually come out and said that they're going to have the most consoles,
bro. But that's what blows my mind. I had this conversation earlier. Is they keep saying that, right? But why is it so fucking hard to pre-order one?
Well, they didn't say they were going to have a lot. They just said
they're going to have more than what they had when the PS4 came out. You know how many we could pre-order at that time? Every store was giving out 50, 60 pre-orders at a shot.
You're right.
That don't even make sense to me, bro.
We'll get there because, again, remember, PlayStation reopened pre-orders again today. Yeah. So they're doing it in what it seems like.
The GameStop right next to my house only had 8. They didn't even get any digitals.
Average. And that's the part that irritates me because I pre-ordered a digital.
Yeah, they didn't get any digital. It was all hard copies.
Motherfucking digital. I promise somebody getting choked.
Hey, we turned this corner already.
About to make me pay an extra $100 for something that I don't use.
Right.
I have not bought a disc game in over a year.
So I take it that you don't really collect games then.
No, I'm not. It's not my cup of tea. I don't really have the space for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Makes
I don't
sense.
really.
See, that's the thing with me is I usually kind of get the bigger edition and stuff. Like if it's a game I'm really looking forward to, I'm a big
Yeah,
COD person, big COD, big Madden guy. Usually where
yeah,
I typically buy, I usually buy the highest version every year.
yeah.
That's just my two games that I ball out in,
Right.
and so like I pay for it, and I don't mind it because it's one's in August and then the other one's in November. You know what I
Right.
mean? So they got a big space in it. It's not like I'm back to back in $200. Here you go. Have a good day.
Right.
But I mean, is there any games is there a game
I'm
out there that's
actually
really that you're
really geeked
really geek for?
I'm really geeked to play that new Spider-Man.
How do
Uh,
you feel? Let's talk about that one right now though, because what Sony's saying is Sony's saying this shit's not coming across. So if you've already played it, it's been out for 2 years. The game has, but if you already played it, it's not transferring. That's where Sony's at with it right now. Nothing's coming over from the
I don't
PS4.
see. Here's the thing, man. Everybody's funny. Backwards compatibility is not important to Devin Johnson at all. Okay, so I don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm
I
not
already
saying backwards compatibility. I'm
I
saying your
don't care because
files.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not going to boot up the Spider-Man remastered edition at all. Period. I'm
Yeah,
only
gotcha.
buying it. I'm not even going to buy the $70 version. I'm only going to buy the $49.99 version, which is the Miles Morales only story.
Yeah.
So I'm not even worried about it. I think that people listen.
I'm saying it's like, okay, so you're not worried about because you're just getting that one version. But like, how do you feel? Like most of the games are pushing over
People will
towards.
be excited, and I think in the end they'll change their mind.
I think people have changed their mind, even though these guys have put in like they've been playing it for 2 years.
Sony will change their mind.
I
Sony will.
I actually said that earlier too. I said with as
Yeah.
much people complaining and griping, and I understand it because the people that actually still grind that game.
What is the purpose if they're not going to release anything new for the Spider-Man? Why do you care?
I mean, people still want they want the. I think why they care is because they're gonna be on a new system. They want their file over there. I mean, they spent 2 years playing the game, grinding the game.
What are you gonna do? You're just gonna swing around in 4K HDR now?
Hey,
Like
yo,
if
4K HDR. Can you imagine what the spider web looks like?
listen, is that worth $30 to you to not actually?
Some people are about that web looking official.
I mean, yeah,
They want to see Spider-Man's tight ass and his tight going sucked up his ass. I think that's what the real deal is.
I think Sony will end up fixing it. They'll probably
I thought
end
the
up-
same thing because there's a lot of people complaining. I mean, that's a lot of people, and that I mean,
It's a first party title. I could understand it if it was a third party title,
Yeah.
but it's a first party exclusive. Like they'll end up fixing it. They'll end up fixing
yeah,
it.
I was saying the same thing. Like I really didn't think they would like keep it like that, and I'll be surprised if it does come out like that. What other games are you looking forward to though? I mean, there's got to be more than just Spider-Man.
So,
What do you think?
Hitman, I'm a huge Hitman fan. So
I've
like
never
how you-
played it.
Oh, it's great. You know why? Okay, let me hold on. Let me get real close to the camera for you. Real
Oh
quick.
shit, he's getting serious, guys. He's zooming in. You see? Oh shit.
Okay. What you guys need to know is that deep down inside, I really want to kill some people. So like, I get all of that aggression out in Hitman because it's so fun to just be creative when you kill a person. You know, anybody could kill a person with a gun, but have you ever killed a person with a garden hoe and then tied them up in a black bag and dumped them in the garden hose compartment? I bet you haven't. That's all I'm trying to tell you. All I'm trying to tell you. Now, you know, I really enjoy the Hitman series. I've played every single Hitman that's ever come out. It is fun. I like being, because you have the ability to do both. Like you can do the whole be sneaky and all of that jazz, or you can do the and all of that stuff. So it's great. I look forward to the Hitman series every time they bring a new game out. I'm still actually toying around with Hitman 2 because they dropped the DLC for it and things like that. So Hitman, I don't know. I gotta see a little bit more about Cyberpunk. I don't know how I feel about that game just yet. It looks like it could be great, but it also looks like it could be a very, very pretty bust of a game.
See, I don't think I really don't think that I would be absolutely shocked that Cyberpunk bust. They put so much time in that game and backed it off to make it right.
And exactly why. Say it again. So much time. This game has been pushed back almost a whole year and a half. This game was supposed to come out last year.
Yes.
And it's coming out this year in like November.
But I mean, I don't know. We'll see when it comes out. But the game, I'm not like, this is not even my type of game. But that Harry Potter game, that shit looks official. Like, it looked beautiful.
Harry Potter, but
bro, like that is not my game.
When I saw the game, I was like, hey, this low key kind of look cool though.
Right. Like, I said that to my that to my daughter. I was like, look, I think I might get this. I might get the Harry Potter game. She's like, there's a Harry Potter game. And my oldest is a nerd when it comes to Harry Potter. Like, she's anime, Harry Potter, all like totally opposite. Like, she was into sports and everything, played sports when she was younger. Now it's this whole, it's a different child.
I ain't gonna lie, when I saw it, I was like, dude, this is like Harry Potter meets Final Fantasy.
Bro, it was so legit. Right. It was beautiful.
Might go on.
Like, it was, but like, you know, like, honestly, I was like my mind automatically went to content. I was like, you know that what kind of content you could put out with this?
That would be hilarious.
Like, especially if I take it to the top and just get dressed up and fucking look like Harry Potter in here while I'm streaming this shit.
I'll be looking forward to the new God of War when that finally comes out. Because I enjoy that series. I've played all 6 of those games, 6 of those games or whatever.
Guys, if you guys want to see a cool game, I don't know if you guys are into like Xbox, like X games type of games, like where you can do some crazy shit, like crazy jumping. But there's I think it's called Riders Republic, I believe.
Yes, Riders Republic looks awesome,
bro. That looks like a game that we can all get on stream. We get the whole team on.
Awesome,
yeah. Like, because they had the lobby that they were playing it in and doing this trailer. Go check it out, guys, if you haven't seen it. Riders Republic, crazy. It's made by Ubisoft. Hopefully, it doesn't Ubisoft suck.
No, so I think that what they're doing is their last game. What was it? Steep. That game didn't suck, and I think that all they're doing is like Steep was like the ground for it, and now they're gonna do everything better that we wanted with more of the abilities to do.
This game is crazy. Like, this game is nuts. I think it would be like one of those games where you can get the whole crew together, like get Sticky Crew or everybody, just get everybody together. And I think the lobbies are going to be huge, and you just go freaking nuts, bro. Like, some people are riding bikes. Like, I was loving it, just seeing the costumes on the guys. Like, the costumes, like, they had me bugging out, and like some of the crazy stuff that you could do. Like, some of the stuff you could do in it was like, I'm just watching. I was like, yo, Tony Hawk about to get played. I was like, they about to give Tony Hawk a sit down. Take their ass. That game's old. Sit your ass down. This is the new shit.
It's great.
Cause there's skateboarding, there's biking. Oh man, there was snowboarding. Like, it was ATV. It was nuts, bro. It was. I'm telling you guys, guys got to check out Riders Republic. It's supposed to release in February.
Riders Republic looks
I think it's the 25th. I think 25th of February. I don't know if that date's correct, but it's somewhere in that range. I remember.
There's another game that I was super geeked for too. I'll play the new Forza because that looks amazing.
That did look amazing. Is that Xbox only?
Yeah,
Xbox that's an exclusive. Exclusive to Xbox, I thought.
PC. God, another game that I'm interested in, but I need to see more gameplay of, is that new Watch Dogs game.
See, I'm not like, I think Watch Dogs 2 broke me of Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs 2 is terrible.
I did. I played it and I just was like, can they?
Awesome.
I felt
I think you're going to get so much variety that anytime you log into the game, it's going to be fun.
I mean, see, that could be fun. I mean, if it comes out like that way, you know what I mean? Like, it had like Schuler said, it had a great concept but horrible execution, and like, I just it became so repetition, and I think Ubisoft falls into that line a lot. They do it with when they did it with like Assassin's Creed. It just gets into that same pattern.
I remember when Assassin's Creed first dropped on the PS3. I remember how excited I was for that game. And because to me, it spoke to me along the lines of like Hitman, like being able to play that stealthy gameplay and like, whatever, doing all of that cool stuff. And then it was Assassin's Creed 2. Then it was Assassin's Creed.
I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Okay, go ahead. What up, chat? How y'all doing? What up, Schuler? What's good, man? Truly, you must be back at work because you don't really be on the streaming like that no more. You're only on like 1 or 2 days a week. I know that walk. Oh, you're at 9 a.m. every morning. Are you Eastern? Okay, got you. All right, so I got to start peeping that. I'm pretty sure, I'm definitely following you because your name is right here. Your name is right here, so I'm definitely following you.
Oh, that knee is stiffened up, boy. Yeah, so I mean,
yeah. We'll see, man. Assassin's Creed was another game that, like you said, they just wore out. What they need to do is bring freaking Sam Fisher back. I'm ready for.
I'm looking forward to. What do you think about Valhalla coming out? What do you think about that one?
Valhalla has the chance.
Like the trailer sold me kind of like when Homeboy stuck that thing through dude's eyeball. I was like, "Ooh."
It has a chance to be great. We'll see. Again, it just depends on the execution.
See, the last one I played, I think I want to say it was Black Flag.
I have not. I didn't play an Assassin's Creed on PS4 at all.
I think that's the one that killed it for me. Like I played it, and I felt like I put so many hours into it, and then I got back to it, and I was like, and I looked at like because it shows you how much you've completed, and I looked and I was like, bro, I've only completed 18% of this game. I was like,
Assassin's Creed wore out that welcome for me back on the PS3. I didn't even touch an Assassin's Creed game.
I haven't touched one since Black Flag. That's the last one. I mean, there's been a ton of them that come out.
I think that was the launch title for the PS4, actually.
I think so.
The new Resident Evil does look fire. Crash Bandicoot is always great. I don't know. See, here's the thing for me. It's hard for me to go back and play those style of games because they just feel repetitive. I don't know, for lack of a better word, immature to me. I don't know. Crash is like Crash Bandicoot is what set the precedence for games like Uncharted. Like Uncharted is like Crash Bandicoot HD, essentially. You know what I mean?
It's 8K, bro. Like Uncharted 8K of Crash.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, it looks good. It does. And the Viking thing, like I'm cool. I feel it. Like the theme is cool. Again, I'll see it. I have a friend that plays them religiously, so I know that I'll be able to see some of it. You know what I mean?
That's how I am. My buddy that works at GameStop, he's an Assassin's Creed junkie. So I'll probably get his fill on it before I touch it. Like the trailer was just super good.
Xbox, you better buy an Xbox.
I have one.
Trolls game. No, I said Schuler better buy an Xbox because they bought their whole company.
Yep.
That's why $8 billion.
And doesn't Sonic? I think, and another thing I'm guessing on, but I'm thinking Sonic is coming to Xboxes.
There's been a lot of loud rumblings about Microsoft acquiring Sega, and so I think to a degree there must be some sort of partnership or something.
Because I even if you look at the blue controller, it's Sonic Blue. It's Sonic Blue. I mean, that would be if honestly, if you could get Sega bought by Sony, that would be huge for Sony. I mean, that would be honestly, it'd be ridiculous.
Sony doesn't really have a reason
to buy them.
Right, because Sony's already, I mean, if we're being honest, if we're talking software to software, Sony shits on Microsoft.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was just talking
first party titles, Halo, Gears, and Forza. We could easily name 10 off of Sony right now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing that I don't know if you caught that article. I don't know how much you dig into all this stuff as it's going on, but I'm kind. I've been following like ridiculously, and I was reading an article today where there's like the devs are saying it's actually they're loving what Sony has done with the PS5, and it is
Yep.
so much easier to develop one than the Xbox. The Xbox Series X has been like they aren't liking it. They're having a hard time developing on it. So
Yeah, the biggest reason though, the biggest reason why they're having a hard time is because backwards compatibility, because
yeah.
Xbox is forcing them to make it playable on Xbox One and PC. That's the only way that they're going to list your game if you are a third party, whatever. So,
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like I don't know what Microsoft's thinking. I mean, because I honestly think what Sony pushed out and it's like the trailer they did. I think what they pushed out. I think like Xbox knew they had to make a big move to stay floating and keep up with Sony. Like because Sony, I mean, they dropped like what is it, 18 games right off the rip that you could download on launch day, and
yeah,
then
but here we go.
but then you have your exclusives that Sony holds, and I think that's where, like you said, they're lacking. They had what 4 games that are exclusives to Xbox, and that are pretty good games, but where's their big it factor? They don't have it,
Yeah.
and I think that's what the
Here's
move was for them.
the thing, like the whole Sony PlayStation collection, again, I'm not buying a PS5 to play PS4 games.
Right, I'm with you,
But
bro. That's why I was like, look. My wife said, "Oh, you're gonna turn you're gonna turn your Xbox One game in today too." I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, we're not paying $65 no more per game. We moved up
yeah.
to the 75 tier."
And here's the other thing. Like, I don't know if I'm sure if you're a reader, you've seen that like next gen games are going to be $70. Well,
Yeah,
goddamn,
$75.
I want the next gen experience.
Yeah,
I
100%.
don't, I don't, I don't need anything else than next gen if I'm paying you $70. You feel
Right,
me? Like,
right. And I
I'm
mean,
not
and
that
then
math.
now, another big thing. I don't know if you guys have caught this, but this is a big thing that's getting ready to pop off for Amazon, I think, and I think it's gonna be good for kids. Like, so we can us parents, this might be a good little inside thing for y'all. But Amazon has they are launching their own like game cloud,
Yeah.
and they're going to have a whole bunch of titles, and it's only $5.99 a month,
Well,
which is kind of big because my son he's getting to that stage where he wants to play games, he wants to do these things, which I had the little Nintendo thing with all the games loaded, and now they have their own controller for it. Like there's their own little thing coming out on it. It's called Luna, and I think it's gonna be a good thing. I'm like what I'm hoping that they do is like if you have Amazon Prime, they kind of give like an integration type of deal, like they do with like Amazon, like the movies that you can watch on Amazon when you have Prime, the music, all that kind of goes together. I think a little bit, and it was kind of interesting because I got the thing last night for it, and I did the early access, so I'm waiting for it. And another thing that I'm getting is that we can actually play these games on our PC, stream them. So like one night, like hey, you want to just do like a kind of retro throwback night, you can play these games, which is not bad because I mean they have a pretty large title, and I think they go up to 1080p, 60 frames, but they are bringing 4K into it.
my only concern with that and Google Stadia is bandwidth because that's what they're 100% based off of.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in an area that doesn't have great bandwidth or you don't want to pay what it would cost to have unlimited internet, you're not going to enjoy your experience.
Yeah. Well, I have good internet. I have gig up and gig
I know,
down. So like, I mean, I
again,
just thought it was kind of cool because my daughter, she wanted my PS4 Pro when I got rid of it. I'm like, well, look, I got this. This thing's coming open. Maybe this might entice you more. You'll have a ton of games. You won't have to pay for them or anything like that. And I was like, you could just pick whatever game you want to play.
Yeah. I mean, it is the concept again is great. The internet is what'll be, the internet will be what will slow it down. You know what I mean? So, but the concept is great, and the fact that they're doing it like via channels and like stuff like that. Because like I know they announced their partnership with Ubisoft already, but they didn't announce like how much the channel was going to be. But people are expecting it to basically be like a set-top cable box. So they're saying that Ubisoft channel is probably going to be anywhere from $9 to $15. So
yeah, I seen on the thing that they had last night when I got it, that it was gonna be $5.99 a month.
that's just for the base. So the Ubisoft channel and like all the additional partnerships that they add are going to be channels, and they're going to be additional.
Gotcha.
So it'll be like kind of like Hulu, because Hulu is the best one I can think of. So like you can have Hulu, but then you can also add HBO and Showtime and blah,
that's
blah,
like
blah.
what, Hulu Plus then?
Correct. Yeah, the Hulu Live or whatever the hell it's called now.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so essentially it'll be the same idea. Again, it's not a terrible idea. The only thing that'll hold it back is internet connectivity, especially like for those single player games and things like that. So like people are not even thinking about the internet usage because they're thinking they're playing a single player title. But come to find out, because they, at least in the presser that I saw, they didn't say anything about being able to like download titles to the console. So I don't know.
If you, what are you saying? So like download it to your TV, so it's already there.
Because I guess because that's how it works. So like it runs through like an app, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know, right? So it's gonna, the fact that it doesn't even have a set top box means that it 100% is gonna be based off of your internet. So yeah, you're gonna blow. Just imagine that. Like imagine what it's like to stream, 1080p 60 and how much internet bandwidth you use, and then you get some of these bigger titles with the 4K 60. Like yeah, people are gonna be shocked when they get their internet bill a couple months later. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, see, we pay one monthly thing. We don't pay for like usage. We pay one price a month, and that's it.
Chicago is a bunch of penny assholes. So I do pay a monthly fee, but I have a data cap. So like
wow,
over so much data, they charge me for extra.
dude, I'd hate life as a streamer. Like that's gotta be, it's gotta be rough, bro.
Yeah.
It's gotta be rough though. Like
I am usually, again, this ain't no flex, but before the not stupid, they're not stupid. Let me not say that. Take that out, edit that out. The very gracious and blessings of the EA streams, I didn't have to worry about it. I was only going over maybe like $10. But since I've gotten these EA streams, I'm literally blowing through my data cap in like 2 weeks. So that means another 2 weeks of just charges. My wife actually read me a statement because I sent us an email and it said like, oh, well, we won't charge you more than $100 more though. So like that's double my internet bill because
oh my god,
$8 a month.
And
so
there's
like
no way you could get something that's like set.
No. I can get unlimited, but I am not used to paying it because it's a set $50 extra a month. But I didn't have to worry about it because I was usually only paying like $10, maybe $20 a month. Schuler, I have gigabit though, so you're paying $60 a month, and you said you have shitty internet. So I have gigabit internet. So
yeah, gigabit is no joke, bro. Like I literally got interweb.
Yeah, I literally download whole games in the process of minutes.
And that's how I am. I love it. I don't know what I would do now, though. You know what I mean? Like if I'd ever move or have to, like
if I ever had to go back,
I would lose my brains.
I wouldn't, and I won't move. I just was that. We're never,
bro. I kid you not. Like we have the same stuff.
Yeah,
we have the same thought because like when we went to buy our house, I was like, hold up. My wife was like, oh, we gotta put a bid in now. I was like, whoa. I was like, hold on, got the phone. I was like, put the address in. I was like, make sure Fios comes over here.
Literally can't even. I can't even fathom what my life would be like because at all times there's at least like 4 or 5 devices going.
Yes, because you got like especially the kids. Like if she got a tablet, she's rocking her tablet.
I've got home pods. I've got, the daughter needs to be.
Oh, you do
watched.
the iPod thing?
Yeah, I'm an Apple guy.
Yeah,
So,
see, my wife is Alexa, like echoes are everywhere in this house, bro. I hate it.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't stand it. It drives me crazy.
The Apple thing is pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie, and it makes it easy because my DJ all off of my Mac stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm out and about, and if I find new music, it's easy to just drag and drop it in the cloud and then pick it up, on my computer or whatever. So
Yeah,
that's why.
it doesn't exactly. Like I'm telling you, when your kids, you got to think too. Almost every TV is a smart TV now. So like we got a TV here, got one,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. So we got what? We got 1, 2,
Got it. That bachelor life ain't so
3,
bad.
4, 5. We got 5 TVs in here. Every one of them is smart TV.
That's crazy. Yeah, we only have my one smart TV, and but we have 2 Apple TVs. We have 2 home pods.
But you got to think, I cut down on my cable bill because the kids don't have cable in their rooms, and they all watch Netflix, Disney Plus, and all that stuff.
Right.
So that's a big, like it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, out here, it's definitely. Because I have 2 laptops, right? So we've got. I'm just thinking now that you got me thinking about, right? So I got.
Right, it's crazy when you think about it.
Talking about just wireless connections. I'm not even talking about my command station that I'm sitting at, which
I'm hardwired there.
The wall and bought 50-foot cables, Cat 6s, to make sure I could get my gigabit speeds to my console.
Right.
We're talking 2 phones, 2 home pods, 2 Apple TVs, 2 laptops, an iPod or an iPad Pro. You know what I'm saying? That's 9 devices, and that's just us. Oh, I do have my smart TV now. So yeah, smart TV, 10 devices right there, right? And that doesn't include the 2 consoles that are hardwired, the 2 computers that are hardwired. Like, dude, I couldn't even imagine anything other than gigabit at this point because
that's what I was saying. I don't even think it would move, bro.
Literally,
crawl.
I would go to stream and it would be like, not possible.
I'm like, boop. Your stream bandwidth is no good.
Back like, what did you think you were doing?
You ain't doing shit. Nah, but I'm gonna let you get going because I know you gotta. It's getting late here for me. I don't know what time it is for you. It's 10 for you.
You're in Washington, so it's 10 o'clock.
Well, I'm in PA now. I'm from Maryland, but in PA.
Wait, it's 10 o'clock. You got all the Bob's Discount Furniture out there, so.
Bob's Discount Furniture. I don't even know if there's one around here anymore. Honestly.
I don't know. It depends on where you are in PA, but I know we're still up there. That's for sure. So,
somewhere maybe.
That's who I work
for. There might be one out there. Actually, might be one across the river. There's not one on this side of the river.
Oh, got you.
Not positive.
You gotta take a ferry?
No. Got a bridge. You got a bridge.
Okay. Some places.
No, I'm kind of like city. We're kind of like city. We're not city, but we're not in it. Like, yeah, we're right outside of it.
What coach
summoned me?
Oh, never mind.
I don't know if anybody summoned you. But yeah, I'm gonna let you get out of here. It was great having you on the show, man. And
it's a pleasure, man.
This was a lot of fun. This one went for almost 3 hours. I wasn't expecting it to go for that long, but hey, that's what these are about. Nah, it's not even that. It's just good conversation carries it. If you have good conversation, good stuff going on, it just goes. But like I said, man, I appreciate you coming on, taking the time out of your day. I appreciate your wife for allowing you to take a little bit more time out of your day. I know she's probably wants some of that, some dad time.
Still awake or not? Oh, yep, because she just posted on Facebook, so she's still awake.
She's out there tweeting. But
so, it was a pleasure, man. Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for welcoming me to the team. I look forward to Sunday morning, so let me know about that.
Yep.
And
well, I'll get you in with me and JG, and we'll get it set up to rock out, and it'll be us 3 rocking the fantasy football.
That's what's up. I love it. Love to hear it.
But again, welcome to the team. Great to have you on it. Appreciate you. Thank you, Mrs. That Dude Dev. Again, appreciate you. I'm gonna let him get out of here for you. Whoop his ass.
I'm sure y'all was gonna hear the stairs coming real soon though. She's probably gonna be all right.
She gonna put him on. She's like, look, motherfucker, let's go. Or I gotta put you in the motherfucking corner, put you on punishment, and you can't stream the next 2 days.
I'm on day, right? Because I usually don't do nothing on Sunday, so let me know before all my free time get ran up.
I'm like I said, it'll go till like 11:30 at most.
Sure.
It's like a 10 to 12 window that we play with, but we're trying to keep it at 11:30 because it was nice timing. We got done, and then I can upload the video. So
sounds great. I appreciate it.
It won't be like what we're gonna try to do is start at like rotating like the team in like different guys that we feel that are like that get into fantasy football, because not everybody gets into fantasy football.
Big fan. I got all your waiver information. Trust me, because
that's good.
Let's see. I had.
Well, maybe we'll make you the waiver guy this week.
I had. Listen to this. I had Saquon. I had Cortland Sutton. I had Raheem Mostert. I had like all my guys got hurt last week, so like I was on the waiver wire this week.
Guess how many injuries I had?
I'm gonna go with 6.
Big ass goose egg. I escaped the bug.
I'm trying to think. I had another one. I can't remember his name right now. Oh, Christian Kirk, right? You know, so why not?
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, if I have any 49er players, bro, just get rid of the team.
I couldn't believe it. And then what made it worse was I was obviously watching the Bears game, so I saw the Saquon incident in live action, and I was like, wow, there goes my first pick in the first round gone for the season. Because you could just tell right away.
Yeah, you can see when it goes.
And I said to Kels, I said, oh, well, my fantasy football is fucked. And it just got worse as the day progressed.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. We covered it. If you go on my YouTube, we actually covered it on the fantasy recap.
Bro, it was terrible. I don't even know what to do. Like my team, like, yeah, I got you on the
time to go grab them backups, boy. Them no-namers. Go get them.
Holla at me, boy. I did digging I ain't never done before.
Hey, like I said, if you want to get that part together for Sunday, then we'll let you run the waiver wire Sunday. Because JG usually does waiver wires and he does a daily part. I usually do like this. We do like a sit down. I do like a call. I call it sit 'em, start 'em, sit 'em. And I usually run through that and we'll talk about that and do all that stuff. But
yeah, we'll chat. Well, we'll obviously chat. We'll link up. Yeah, hit me up in the Discord or wherever, Twitter, whatever.
Look at her calling you out.
What did you say?
She said, so Dev does this thing where he says goodbye in the last 20 more minutes. White cutting up. Yeah. All right, guys. So we will be back with Let's Get Sticky next Friday, guys. I don't even know who it is.
I can assure you it won't be me.
It's definitely not Dev. But I gotta see who it is before I get off the show, because actually it is going to be Ryan Miller of Gamerized. He is creating a new platform. It's strictly for gamers. It's like a Twitter but for gamers. And the thing is amazing. If you guys want to check it out, go to gamerized.com. Check it out. I'm on there. I'm an ambassador for the program. It is crazy what this thing is getting ready to do. They're getting ready to bring an app out for it. It is awesome. Like, the platform is it's so cool. You could actually post that you're broadcasting. It embeds itself right there. People could talk to you from right there on that site. They don't even have to go anywhere else.
Love.
Appreciate the sub, dude. So that's who we have next week. That'll be Friday. Again, guys, make sure you guys stop by here for all your fantasy needs. Sunday, 10 o'clock, we'll be live with the Get Sticky Fantasy Breakdown with our guy, Dev, joining us this week. Appreciate that. 3 months.
Do I even want to know, Phineas and Herb? Do I even want to ask about this fish emergency before we leave? Do I even want to ask?
I had a bit of a fish emergency.
Do I even want to
This
So,
could go really bad. This could go
you
really like, woo.
have 1 minute, so I hope you're typing fast because at the top of the hour, I'm out.
What is this? What is this fishy? The fish? Is it supposed to be a fishy emergency or what kind of fish are we talking about here?
You know what? You should just go on a Twitter post right here and just tag me and Smee in the Twitter post. That's what I think you should do.
This is kind of like, I don't know, but we're gonna let Deb get out of here. So guys, I will see you guys, like I said, next Friday. We'll be back with Let's Get Sticky. Sunday, meet us here again for
Oh, that's rough.
oh my god.
I've seen it before, but all right, guys, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much again
Yes, sir.
for having me on here, man.
All
You
right,
enjoy the
people,
rest.
we're out.